The Kotoka International Airport can only be renamed through amendment or repeal of law which named the airport. Also, we bring you the story about Nkanchina in the northern region, where residents barter everyday goods for fresh fish, preserving tradition while facing occasional trade disputes. And now the details. The Korle Bu Doctors Association has raised serious concerns over worsening conditions at the Accident and Emergency Center of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, warning that overcrowding is putting both patients and healthcare workers at risk. The association said recent administrative directives has led to surge in patient admissions that far exceeds the facility's physical and human resource capacity. While reaffirming their commitment to the no-bed policy, where no patient is turned away, the doctors indicated that the resulting congestion has forced care to be delivered under unsafe and improvised conditions. Dr. Asari Ofe is president of CODA.
Situation now is critical, and we think we are in a crisis situation because this is not the first time we are experiencing situations like this. For decades, this has been happening. Every day you have patients coming in and not having a place to be admitted. So an incident which occurred last month probably has brought a lot into the media for us to know where the problem is. And we think that as Doctors Association in Korle Bu, it is our mandate, and we are very concerned that we should make the right inputs and give the right information so that the problem gets solved. So currently, if you have patients being treated on the floor and in chairs, this doesn't give them the best of care. There can be errors. These patients are sick. They can easily fall down. And you can't have a staff hold the patient continuously. That staff must take care of another patient. So this may bring problems. And these problems have to do with the safety of the patient and also the safety of the healthcare giver. So in both sides, everybody is suffering. And if we attempt, as we have done, it's a good move that we are having extra beds immediately. This is good. It can help everybody get a place to be taken care of. But who will take care of that workload? The emergency is designed such that these are the staff who work there. So if you have 4 staff on duty at a time, and are capable of taking care of this number of patients, if you double the number of patients, what it means is that they will have beds to sleep on, but the care won't be immediate. And that delay in care also causes mortality and complications. So in other way, the overcrowding is also a problem of human resource. And as the doctors and the nurses overwork themselves trying to do very little for everybody, it gives room for errors. And this error eventually affects the patients. So the safety of patients is at stake. And this error eventually legally is going to make the doctor and the nurse also vulnerable.
And now on food safety. Do you really know if the food you eat is safe? This is the daily struggle of many Ghanaians as shocking revelations show that even our most basic foods are contaminated, harboring microorganisms that can silently cause fatal illnesses. The spotlight now has fallen on pepper, the very spice that flavors our meals, now exposed to poison disguised in sumptuous dishes.
Everything they spray it. Tomatoes too, they spray it. Garden eggs, they spray it. Okra.
How much pepper do you like in your meals? Fresh or powdered pepper, there is little difference. Reports reveal that some powdered pepper sold in our markets is sometimes mixed with spelt wheat infested with maggots and flies, then packaged for unsuspecting families. A trader admits that everything is chemically treated to look fresh, but in reality, it is poisoning consumers.
This wheat under is just maybe you get some flies inside. Maybe you get some gogomitu inside. They will use all. So it's harm to somebody's body because of money. So me, I will sell my thing very expensive. If you like, buy it. It's correct. If sometimes you buy powder pepper, some used for stew, you see the stew make as if it is flour they put it inside. It's garlic. Now garlic is costly, so they don't use it. They use the wheat.
Toxicologist and scientist Yakubu Adam explains that maggots and cola used to adulterate pepper are unsafe, and the microorganisms they carry can trigger certain illnesses, sometimes leading to death.
The maggots, for instance, are not supposed to be found in our wheat. I even heard that they use cola, bese. When they blend it with the pepper, it makes the pepper more. But you just need to even ask yourself, what does cola contain? Cola contains caffeine. And caffeine is something we call sympathomimetic, meaning it can increase our heart rate, increase our blood pressure. And that can lead to hemorrhagia, because when the pressure in your blood becomes so high, it can lead to vessel burst, and that can lead to internal bleeding. So mostly people think that maybe when you are food poisoning and you exhibit the symptoms or the signs and symptoms immediately, it's not really harmful. But sometimes the immediate effect you exhibit or you manifest can actually lead to your death.
Another known fact, that bright red palm oil you see, not all of it is natural. Traders admit that some palm oil is laced with Sudan dye, a chemical used to make it look more attractive, but dangerously harmful to the body.
They say Sudi, but it's not Sudi. But I don't know the actual thing. Even I've not ever seen it before. Palm oil, if you see it, you see that it's very red. And if you see it, if there is something inside, you see. You know the original one and the one they've mixed.
Today, a cool point would go and win more. And yale no pama in the pano. And now per se nipa.
Sudan dye is not good for consumption. It kills people. It shouldn't be used with palm oil.
Fine.
Yakubu gives an alternative for identifying adulterated foods or chemical contamination.
When it's a chemical adulterant, there's no way you can do anything about it in the house. It's very difficult for you to identify unless you allow the food to stay for 24 hours and you see that there are fungal growth or mold growing on them before that can give you a sense that that food is contaminated. Or when you leave the food for some time, you realize that it starts forming bubbles. You know, when these microbes start multiplying, it produces gases. So you see that your stew or your soup start forming bubbles after some time. So that's some of the indication. But ask yourself, when you are ready to eat, you don't wait for that long. You don't wait for 24 hours to see whether it's contaminated.
He questions the Ministry of Food and Agriculture's monitoring role, asking why excessive chemical use on farm produce continues unchecked.
We normally put the burden on the FDA, forgetting about the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, because the Ministry of Food and Agriculture must also make sure that the crops that are planted, they follow sustainable agronomical practices. So if poor oversight responsibility has been done by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, then what will happen is going to put burden on the FDA, and the FDA may not be able to even ameliorate all the problem, and the food will end up into our food chain and end up into the consumer's table or dining table, and consumption will happen.
The warning is clear. Adulterated food is not just a health risk. It is a silent killer. Consumers are urged to exercise caution when buying food, because one careless purchase could mean a lifetime of untreatable disease. Beatrice Soa, reporting for TV3 News, Accra.
A decision taken in Burkina Faso to halt the export of fresh tomatoes has sent shockwaves across Ghana, which is heavily dependent on our northern neighbor for supply. But beyond the immediate disruption, this development is exposing deeper, long-standing challenges within Ghana's agricultural sector. So what exactly is driving this crisis, and how could it affect prices and availability in the days ahead? Enyonam Haliga answers these questions in this explainer.
Tomato traders wail, uncertainty grips a nation, and anxiety commands household as to the cost implication foreseeable in the future. Now, these are all down to the decision kilometers away from Ghana's capital.
If someone has his own thing, you cannot go and collect it by your strength. So we, the sellers, is going to cost it a lot. we should go and negotiate with the president. Even the price is too high for us. If we sell, we always lose. If they cease not to bring in tomatoes, we are going to suffer for tomatoes.
Burkinabe authorities, in following through on national interest, have banned export of tomatoes to all countries. Now, the one-pager statement quietly outlines reason and the implication for persons who attempted to defy the military government's policy direction. Now, for emphasis, here's what they say, and I quote, "Economic operators and the general population ordered to ensure the supply of tomatoes to national processing units, export of fresh tomatoes suspended throughout the national territory until further notice, and consequently, the issuance of special export authorization is suspended." Now, economic operators who hold valid export authorization for fresh tomatoes have a period of 2 weeks from the date of the signature of the communique to complete their export procedures. After this period, the authorization would be considered null and void. In any event, any violator of the decision is subject to sanctions in accordance with the regulations in force. Any case of non-compliance with the provision of this communique can be reported. Now, while the announcement by the Burkinabe authorities was sudden, near state of pandemonium within Ghana has been startling. And there's a reason why. Ghana every year consumes 1.3 million metric tons of tomato. Of this figure, 35% is produced locally, making up some 380,000 metric tons. The remaining 65%, over 900,000 metric tons, is sourced externally through import. Now, here's where it gets interesting. 75% of over 900,000 metric tons brought into the country is sourced directly from Burkina Faso. That's over 670,000 metric tons, nearly twice the amount of produce in here, which feed Ghana, is sourced from our northern neighbor, and with the 25% from the rest of the world. Now, for added context, the death of the 8 Ghanaians some weeks ago to militant insurgents in Burkina Faso did not deter traders from embarking on the journey to make the produce available to the market. But what does Ghana, with all its arable land, fail to meet its tomato crop demand? The answer lies in the inability of successive government to do two things: provide mechanization for all year-round farming and the necessary storage facility to support food to prevent glut on the market. According to the World Bank, the government data shows Ghana has about 1.9 million hectares of irrigable land. That's nearly 6 times the size of the entire Greater Accra region. Now, out of that land size, only between 1.6 and 3% is irrigated, which does not even stretch half of the size of the capital region alone. Now, these numbers, when properly approached per the data, shows improved irrigation alone could generate about $285 million annually in farm income in Ghana. Previous attempts by the erstwhile administration to improve on the country's irrigation system was a spectacular failure, with One Dam, One Village initiative reduced to ponds for many reasons, including lack of funding. The current administration, despite its criticism of the failings of the previous administration, has yet to make revolutionary changes to how farming is practiced. Now, so let's get to the solution around the table as the shortage of tomato looms. The Ministry of Trade and Agribusiness and Industrialization says it will be, as well as other relevant institutions, engage authorities in Burkina Faso over the decision to ban the export of fresh tomatoes. Lastly, they say the government reiterates its commitment to working with stakeholders to boost local tomato production under the Feed Ghana and Feed the Industry programs aimed at increasing output to meet demand on the domestic market. Now, while government seeks negotiations, the Chamber of Agribusiness believes negotiations won't solve the challenge, as the demand challenge is structural. Rather, the government must do 5 key things, some of which include the first, an emergency rehabilitation of the tunnel via Anpualugu irrigation schemes, combined with deployment of drip solar-powered irrigation in the Savannah region. Deploying 20 tomato aggregation and cooling centers to take up to 200,000 metric tons of tomato loss due to post-harvest losses. Now, these are not new. Former research lead at the CSIR, Professor Kanten, believes the solutions have lived up to the decades.
These days, we don't only talk about what a farmer can produce. We talk about what the market demands, what the market dictates. Because you can produce, but if you produce and there's no market, you have gone to bank to take a loan or whatever. How are you going to pay it off? So the first thing is government should ensure a guaranteed market. Ghana have a whole gamut of opportunities. Government that can insist that farmers from Ghana's produce should be what they should be patronizing. If that is done and they produce, they will get market and farmers will go into production.
Now, deploying 20 tomato aggregation and cooling centers to take up 200,000 metric tons of tomato loss due to post-harvest losses, these are not new. Former research lead at the CSIR, Professor Kanten, believes the situation and solution have lived with us for decades. So next, if you're in the market and the tomatoes are either unavailable or too expensive, know that is a accumulation of the number of events, and until immediate action is taken to save the country, we could be paying for more tomatoes or be finding alternatives. Enyonam Haliga, TV3 News.
Away from food security, legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is urging the Supreme Court to declare that the Kotoka International Airport can only be renamed through amendment or repeal of the law which named the airport. Government this year announced initially plans to lay a bill in Parliament to revert to the airport's original name of Accra International Airport. The Transport Ministry, however, later issued a statement indicating that the name of the airport is now Accra International Airport. Mr. Bracco Powers believes this move is contrary to law. The plaintiff, Austin Bracco Powers, is seeking the following reliefs. 1, a declaration that the General Kotoka Trust Decree of 1969, NLCD 339, being an existing law within the meaning of Article 11(1)(d) and 11(4) of the Constitution, remains valid and binding unless amended or repealed in accordance with law. 2, a declaration that the purported renaming of Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport without an amendment or repeal of the General Kotoka Trust Decree of 1969 is inconsistent and in contravention of Articles 11(1)(d), 11(4) of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, 1992, and paragraph 81A of the General Kotoka Trust Decree of 1969, NLCD 339. Now we'll take you to Nkanchina in the Pandai district of the Northern Region, where Stanley Nibleu reports on a unique barter system that is keeping tradition alive. Residents exchange everyday goods for freshly caught fish. But while the practice sustains livelihoods and strengthens the community, not every trade at the riverbank ends in satisfaction.
Nkanchina is largely inhabited by conquerors. However, the presence of the Oti River has attracted fishermen in droves from Barter in the Northern District of the Volta region. Fishing has become the main occupation for many in this rocky community. At the bank of the river, patrons wait eagerly for fishermen returning from their expeditions. In this community, fish for domestic use is not sold. Instead, a barter system is practiced. Locals exchange items such as firewood, charcoal, corn flour known as ewo in Ewe, dried pepper and other goods for fish. With this system, households lacking certain ingredients can simply exchange items with neighbors to meet their needs. This age-old practice, which has endured for years, is unique to the Nkanchina community. It sustains livelihoods and strengthens communal bonds. During one visit, residents, mainly children, line up with items ready to exchange for fried fish. Fish is given proportionately depending on the quantity or value of items presented. However, the system does not always favor everyone. At times, residents leave disappointed when their goods are deemed insufficient for an exchange. I spoke with Mutele and her neighbor, who had gone to the riverbank to trade firewood for fresh fish, but were left disappointed. Eventually, they had to retreat.
The best about exchanges so one man said the coffee. Into the end, I didn't buy yanam. So, your corner. If coffee say you couldn't buy a crack a cramena, if you are quite stop 5 city, they be never waguma. There, she said, be very good quiet. Maybe a son exchange. Die abanaya na change. Ya anya susa na de eja coffee. Ya kodo na afesa ya beye na ya na ya didi.
A former assemblyman for the Nkanchina electoral area, Joshua Nkomo, acknowledged the practice, noting that it supports the local economy where cash transactions are rare. In Nkanchina, this age-old barter system continues to define daily life, offering a practical alternative to cash in a close-knit community. Despite occasional disappointment, the tradition remains a vital pillar of the local economy and cultural identity. Stanley Nibleu, TV3 News, Pandai, Northern Region.
And that will be it for the morning news today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay with us for the rest of TV3 Newday. My name is Na Ashoko.
Welcome to NLA 590 Mobile. Today we'll discuss how you can win cash by
Out to Israel Ajete Ochema, aka Kuzor, the MCE, Municipal Chief Executive of the Lejekuku constituency. My people in Teshi, good morning. If you're watching us from Teshi this morning, I'm sending you very, very special greetings. And of course, wherever you're watching us from, you are a very special guest this morning. We are happy to have you. This morning, we're going to start our conversation with a very disturbing viral video, which has made the rounds on social media and also on traditional media since yesterday. Videos of patients lying on the floor at one of our major referral health facilities. Now, the issue or the concern is one that we should all be interested in talking about. No bed syndrome and our emergency response systems in this country. Now, if you haven't experienced it firsthand, you probably know someone who has been to a hospital, been turned away because there is no bed, or been admitted and treated maybe under unfavorable conditions in a plastic chair, on the floor, in your own car, and situations like that. Or sometimes actually getting a bed, being admitted properly, but there isn't enough personnel to be able to adequately take care of all the patients, especially at the emergency department at a time. Now, the viral video yesterday has reignited this conversation again. We're going to go into it this morning on our This Morning segment and also on our Big Issues segment on the show today. So if you've ever experienced this, if you've ever been to a hospital, been turned away, or been admitted, but not gotten adequate care because of maybe overpopulation in the emergency, at the emergency unit at the time, or unavailability of supplies needed to take care of you, or you've been treated in a plastic chair or whatever, let us know. Let us know. Call in and let us know exactly what your experience was and, in your estimation, what the possible solution can be. Also on this morning, on our Big Issue segment this morning, we're going to be talking about the Kotoka International Airport, now renamed the Accra International Airport. Legal practitioner Austin Bracco Powers is in the Supreme Court seeking a declaration that the renaming cannot happen unless the law establishing the name of the airport as Kotoka International Airport is repealed or amended. And so if you've been to the airport in recent times, you would see that the Kotoka inscription has been removed and replaced with Accra, making the name of the airport in Accra, Accra International Airport. And this is what he is challenging or asking for a declaration from the Supreme Court for, saying that it's in contravention with Article 11 of the 1992 Constitution. We're going to go into it, and thankfully, Austin Bracco Powers, the gentleman, the plaintiff in this matter, would actually be here with us in studio so that he would be able to give us further insights into why he's seeking this declaration and why it's important at all at this time. Would also bring you sports. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're probably not in a very happy place right now. We were brokenhearted after our last game. Very brokenhearted. I'm not looking forward to our sports segments today, but still Gunners. If you're an Arsenal fan, you're probably used to pain and suffering by now, and so while we are sad, it doesn't come as a big surprise. But we still have 3 finals to focus on. And also, my people, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, showed up and showed out very nicely this weekend. We'll talk about that, the Ghana Premier League, Black Queens, among other issues and matters arising in the world of sports. Now, very importantly, if you haven't cashed out this morning, may I announce that this is a good time to do so. Dial *439#, *439#. Today, I've got 10,000 Ghana cedis. I'm going to give 1,000 to 10 people, 1,000 each to 10 people. So I have a total of 10,000 Ghana cedis, 1,000 each going out to 10 people. So dial now, *439#. I'm going to give you a moment to do that. I'll just give you a moment. I'll give you a moment. Okay, take out your phone and dial. You know you spent all your money during Salah. The money is finished. It's an opportunity to make a little something small on the side so that you can use it to check your how far between now and payday, which is, when is payday? Next Monday, I think. Yeah. So 1,000 cedis will go a long way to sort a few things out. At least transportation, fuel, and your lunch for the rest of the week. So dial *439#. If you've done that, now select option 2. That's TV3. Okay, after selecting option 2, now select the number of times you want to play. I recommend 25. Yes, play 25 times. Okay? And now follow the prompts. And you can win 1,000 Ghana cedis on the show this morning. And that is a special offer from me to you because you have been a very loyal viewer all these years. So dial now and win some money, *439#. We'll now go into our This Morning segment where we talk about our emergency response services, the no-bed syndrome, and general care we receive at emergency departments at our major referral hospitals in the country. And it's now time for our This Morning segment where we talk about our emergency response services at the major referral facilities in the country. And this conversation has come up because of that viral video we saw apparently from the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital of patients on the ground. Now, let's take a look at the issues and matters arising, okay? Now, the Korle Bu emergency crisis, and this is a concern from the Doctors Association in Korle Bu. 1, overcrowding crisis. Admissions exceed hospital capacity. 2, patients treated on floors. Beds and chairs insufficient. 3, patient safety risk. Infection, delays, medical errors arising. All right. And now, medical legal exposure. Doctors at the risk. Doctors at legal risk in improvised settings. Staff burnout and injury. Physical and mental strain from overwork. Systemic problem. Referral coordination and staffing shortages worsen crisis. Minister visit misrepresents the reality. Pre-visit preparations hide daily overcrowding. Beds alone not enough. More beds won't fix personnel shortages or referral issues. All right. According to the doctors, these are the major problems. And I believe if you have experienced any of these situations at any of our major referral facilities, you agree. Now, let's take a look at this video of when the Minister for Health visited the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. And this is a video which is referenced in the press release from the Doctors Association.
There's the need for or the increase in beds at the wards, so that at every material time we can create space at the emergency. For me, I think it makes a lot of sense to move the person from emergency to create an empty bed at the emergency than to say that, oh, the wards are full, and so you leave the person more than 24 hours at the emergency. I think that we have to revise that one and make sure that the person doesn't stay more than 24 hours after stabilizing it. And I will also appeal to all the health facilities who do referrals to this place to try to stabilize the patients before they get here. You don't just push the people and say there's no bed here, so go to Korle Bu. And so that's something we have to look at. And you've mentioned the expansion of the surgical, the medical surgical ward. I think it's also very, very important. And I've seen the progress on the cath lab.
There was a directive that we should start 24-hour services. That the same directives I have given to the Director of Medical Affairs, and that is exactly what we are implementing. When it comes to decongestion of the accident and emergency center, we have made available Ward G to absorb the neurosurgical cases. They form like 10-20% of the cases at emergency. We are also resourcing the medical department with more beds.
All right, and that was the Health Minister, Honorable Minta Akando, speaking at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Now, this is the video that the doctors have referenced. They say that, well, the pre-visitation preparations actually do not allow us to capture the real situation on the ground. They have said that the beds alone will not fix the problem. If we provide beds, that's not all that is needed to fix the problem, because there is also the problem of personnel shortage and referral issues. The doctors are understaffed and overworked. All right. So this is the video from 1957 News, which shows patients on the ground. Very, very disturbing. Very disturbing. I mean, all right. I'm going to activate the phone lines now and allow you to call in. You may share your experiences, if any, on any of these issues: no bed syndrome, shortage of staff, unhygienic conditions in the hospital while you received treatment, or if you've ever been turned away. Let us know. Mejina has just joined us on the phone lines. Hello, Mejina.
Good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you.
Thank you for also giving me the opportunity to also contribute to the show.
Very well.
I think health issue is very important that no one can exempt him or herself from. And when I look at the way we live as Ghanaians, hypocrisy is taking control over us. Why do I say so? I say so because we sometimes paint things as if it is real. Sometimes that is not the case. This point, I want to blame health administrators. I want to blame them in the sense that when a media person tries to approach them for information, that will help them to get the necessary support from the government to help them solve a certain situation. They will keep mute. They will not talk. But when it gets to a point when the issue escalates, then you see them coming out, this is not the situation. This is not the situation. More especially when you come to Bono region. I want to tell the regional minister that his institutions, they are anti-media. They are anti-media. When media try to approach them for them to give information, I don't know who they are afraid of. I don't know. When you go to facilities in Bono region, I tell you, they don't want to speak to the media. There are issues that they have to talk so that the government should be aware and take action to address that situation. They are keeping mute. So are you telling me the president is an angel or God should know everything if you don't say it? No. That is a very big problem that the health institutions are their own. I have tried several times. I don't want to mention facility name. Whenever you try to approach them, they will tell you, they will not give you attention. I don't really understand it. And also, let me use this opportunity to also give this information, vital information to the regional minister. A land that is a meteorological service department belonging to health facility, health nurses, that quarters is being sold. People around Unai roundabout, when you are going to Berlin top, that land, the minister should take action now. He should let the BNI go and check, because government have stated that no one should take a land belonging to the state. Some authorities want to take over and sell that land. We won't agree that, because when you come to Bono region, most of government lands have been stolen, have been taken away from the government. Government doesn't have father. Government doesn't have mother. Government belongs to you and I. But if we are not protecting these assets, and today people stealing land and build houses and tell you and I that we will never make a good life. What kind of hypocrisy and greediness? When I sit down and I look at these things, my heart is palpitating. I don't know what to do. Very, very, very bad. I tell you, when God comes, when God comes, 10% of Ghanaians will not go to heaven. I tell you, we are evil. We are evil. We don't want the progress of this nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. All right, Majina clearly upset there, and understandably so. Understandably so. If you had any of these experiences, or a close friend or relative of yours has, you can call us and share your experience. And most importantly, let us know what you believe the solution is moving forward. AB Fuseni has just joined us on the phone lines. Hello, AB.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Great to have you. You're on air.
Let me say good morning to listeners and entire review, the TV3 workers. Yes, on the issue of no bed syndrome, I think it's high time all of us, not only the central government, set up to realize that the country is in the hands of everybody, not only one person. Now, I want to ask, the hospital, do they have internal generated funds or not? I hope most of the hospitals, they do generate funds. What are they doing with that funds that they generated? They have workers taking care of the small beds or the booking beds. Yet when you go to your hospital, you see those beds lying down, but have workers paying for this salary for such a work. Why are we doing this for ourselves? So it's high time we realize that. So I'm coming. If minister didn't went to the hospital, so all these problems that they are bringing up, they wouldn't have announced it to us. They are waiting until the minister comes. They are not telling us the problem they are facing. Is that how they're supposed to managing the hospitals? So we are begging the people. If you sometimes look as if 2540 is what is sending us backwards. 2540. And if you don't stop that, I'm telling you, we will not go anywhere. Look at what is happening. That Burkina Faso banned us from exporting tomatoes. When we have enough water that we can produce tomatoes in Ghana here. But yet, it is a problem for us. Why? Because leaders are not acting. Ordinary people too are not acting. So, is there any sensible person who can get up one day and say, no, it's high time Ghana starts producing a common thing like a tomato? Where was Mr. Waki? What is he doing? The people are there, ready to help. If you cannot do what Burkina Faso are doing, but you can provide them 30 machines, a small one, give them a better land, give them what you want them to be producing. And all these things, we are unable to do so. So it's high time our leaders set up, help the ordinary people. Because I know majority are willing to go into the mental farming. But if they don't have the strength, how are they going to do? So let us make sure that Almighty Allah provide us. Let us get ourselves in and make sure that we do all we can to protect the country, not to allow the country everything let's go report to do as a city. Farmers are crying for no price for their justice. And yet we are saving money outside importing food that we have. Just because somebody is making money out there. What is the problem for Ghana? What is our problem? It's high time we do away with this thing. If not, I'm telling you, one day we will regret for our behavior. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, AB. I appreciate your phone call. And I understand the passion with which a lot of our callers are speaking this morning. Because if you have experienced this, any of these situations listed, you'd know that it's not one to joke about. Alaji has just joined us on the phone lines. Hello, Alaji.
Hello, Na.
Good morning, sir. Great to have you.
Na, how are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm also good. How's my friend Roland, Kukiti, Beatrice?
They are all fine.
Okay. Let me send my greeting to Shemi Mamuso as well, Alasan, and Chairman of Oswampo, my municipal chief executive, Alasamba, and my chairman, Alaj Tata, and Adia Ladi Ayamba, MP for Pusiga, and Dr. Umbi. Now, let me ask some question. Who is managing the hospital? I just want to know who is managing the hospital. The hospital has a CEO, is that not so?
Mm-hmm.
The CEO, the CEO dreaming that there's someday and we will not have the bed in the hospital. So how projection he make concern about the bed? This is just a simple question and I want to ask the CEO of the hospital. And they need to look about this. They shouldn't let something like this happening and we're not starting talking. It means that you are the CEO. The CEO did not be fair. The CEO did not manage the hospital well. Because you can make projection like each and any room we have here need to have bed like 50 or 30 or 25 or 60. So they should do that. But if you don't do that and this thing happening and media go there and capture it, and it will be an embarrassment for the CEO for the hospital. I know we have a listening government and we have a minister who is care for the people. I think health minister, he will look about this and we find solution to this problem, lasting solution, and we will find to this problem. Because past years, we have been hearing this not today. Is that also? Now, we have been hearing this not today, even including Chamale, Sabulugu, and others. We have been hearing this thing not today. So let's find lasting solution for this our problem. People will not come out to complain about the bed. That can help us. If not so, and we'll keep on complaining, that complaining will not end. So let's think about forward. How can we do, and our people will have trust for us. So may God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation progress and strong. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Alaji. I appreciate the call. You can also call us. Let us know what your thoughts are on this matter. If you have any experiences to share, we'll be happy to hear them. We have another caller calling us from the northern region. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What's your name? Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Okay, kindly turn down the volume on your TV set. Kindly turn down the volume on your TV set so I can hear you clearly in the studio. Okay. All right, you're on air, sir. You can go ahead. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Now, Ghana, we have a very huge problem at hand. You see, I fear for the future of this country, this our democracy. You see, the problem with this country is like, you know, a baby who is sick cannot talk. You touch your ear, you touch your ear, you touch your ear, you touch your ear. Every party be a problem in this country. Too low. This country, too low. And the bottom line is, everybody wants to cheat the system. Everybody wants to cheat the system. That's the bottom line. You just do your analysis so can see from examination malpractices. Yeah, I mean, you can't count them. Yeah. Everything, anything goes down the fact that he cannot always want to cheat. He only wants to cheat the system. Where are we going? What sort of a country is this? What sort of a country is this crowd? So, my only suggestion is, now you are the media. You see, open your eyes and be objective to the society. I'm saying this because, you see, in the run up to the 2016 election, some of your people, the media, oh, the mama was corrupt. He built out in Dubai. He did this, he did that. All contributed to the mama defeat. And then I'll go to see. What happened? What happened? Look at where they took this country to. Square one. 0. So it means what Ghanaians square, what we want? Lies, deception, or what? If you are doing the right thing, someone will say, no, don't do it. Where are we going? So I fear. Now I fear for this country. Thank you.
So much. We appreciate the phone call. You can also call us. The phone lines are still active. And we have some messages coming through, actually. I'll read a couple of them. Stephen Peng, texting us from Wa, says, now for almost a decade, hospitals have not been retooled, resulting in shortage of everything. Our prayer is that the reset agenda will find a lasting solution to all these problems. And that's from Stephen Peng, texting from Wa. We have another caller joining us. Hello? Hello? All right. When you call us, please turn down the volume on your TV set so that I can hear you in studio. All right? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great to have you. What's your name, sir?
You are not picking my call.
Yes, we are answering your call now. You're on air.
You good?
You are live on TV. All right. I'll read some more messages coming in. BT Sly says the issue of no bed syndrome goes beyond the unavailability of physical beds in health facilities. We can cure this by investing in our primary health care facilities across all districts. The Mahama and Jane administration will solve this problem for good. Good morning to Speaker Bagbin and his wife, Mama Alice. All right. Thank you for sending that through. Aziz Donla from WA says the no bed syndrome is a serious situation, most especially in the rural communities. Indeed, in the Upper West region, districts such as Lambusie, Wa East, Wa West, DBI has no district hospital. And yet, the previous administration has funds to build a cathedral. Central government, through the health ministry, should come to the aid of the Upper West region because this government cares for the people. And that's from Aziz Donla. I have Noah joining us from the Eastern region. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning, Miss Na.
Great to have you. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's such a great pleasure to be on this morning because it's been long. By grace, I could see today. Yeah, it has gone through. Frankly speaking, this no birth syndrome in the country is becoming because if you have a fellow or a family at the hospital going through such situation, in fact, you feel some way. Sometimes it's so heartless because visiting there, seeing patients in such condition, the state in which they are before they are being attended to, at times you shed tears. If you don't take heart, you can't be able to stand. Most of the times, they are not my relatives, not my families, but looking at them or seeing them on the floor, in fact, my heart burns for them. And right now, my most concern is that the government or any means by which we can try the best to be able to save the health of these people, because all hospitals are there to care for the good health of the people of this country. Our health should be more and more concerned about much more than any other thing else, because without good health, there's nothing else we can carry on. So I think the health care should be taken highly, most especially in this country. And beds shouldn't be our problem at all. It shouldn't be our problem. I think we should put two heads together and see how best we can work together for the good of this country. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you so much for calling us. We appreciate the call. I'm going to take one last call and then I'll read some of the messages coming through. Hello? Hello? Hello, Alfred. Are you with us? It appears we've lost Alfred. I'll read some messages coming in. Okay. This one says, Madam Na, you see the lack of beds, equipment breakdown, lack of consumables, etc. in our health facilities we are facing perpetually, okay? Let me say this is the umpteenth time until we get a very bold government that dares against some groups of professionals in the healthcare chain. By taking away management of our health facilities from health professionals, these problems will never end. Health facilities management must be given to persons with expertise in health facilities management on clear-cut contract objects to deliver. And that's from M.K. Erickson, texting us from Koforidua. All right, thank you for sending that in. And today happens to be the birthday of Prince Henry from Koforidua. Prince Henry from Koforidua, one of our very ardent viewers and contributors to the show. It's your birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Prince Henry, texting us from Koforidua. Today is also the birthday of Philip Jedu of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. God bless you abundantly. And this is from Roland Walker. Roland Walker says to tell you that lunch is on him today for you and your team. And so please don't buy lunch. Roland Walker will send lunch for you and your team. Happy birthday to you, Philip Jebu. God bless you abundantly. And now Ramadan together with loved ones. Ramadan means time with the people you love. Ramadan together means together in spirit and so on. Now, we invite you to enjoy Ramadan with Lipton. This season, make every moment better with a warm cup of Lipton Yellow. This tea is brewed with love and is served with a smile. So share more meals, check up on one another, spend time with your loved ones, spend time in reflection and conversation, and do this with a cup of Lipton, because tea is for togetherness. You shouldn't drink a cup of tea alone. You should always drink with a loved one. And that's what we invite you to do this season of Ramadan. Enjoy your Lipton with loved ones. That's it for this morning's segment on TV3 Newday. When we come back, it'll be time for big issues. Please stay with us. It's great to know that you have stayed with us. But if you just tuned in, you are welcome. This is the Big Issues segment where we talk about the major issues making the rounds in terms of the news. Sometimes from traditional media and other times from digital media. One of the digital media news stories that has been making the rounds since yesterday is a video posted by 1957 News where we see patients on the floor at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital getting care. Now, since this video hit the internet, it's received a lot of concerning remarks and posts, and many other people have shared their own experiences at major referral facilities in this country where they suffered various issues, including the no-bed syndrome or bed shortages in our hospitals, not getting adequate care at the hospital, getting treated on the floor or in plastic chairs or in your car at the hospital. And sometimes the issue of overcrowding at emergency units in the various hospitals. This is not a problem which is new to us as Ghanaians. And it seemed that we're nearing the time where we could say that the problem was beginning to phase out, so to speak. But this video has reignited these conversations again. We've heard from the Kolebu Doctors Association. We've heard from the health minister. We've heard from some patients who say that they were there or have been there at different times or at another time aside the time in the video that has just been shown to us. And so this morning, we're going to be talking about Ghana's emergency healthcare system, the severe strains that our healthcare system faces, and some of the issues that the doctors at Kolebu Teaching Hospital have actually brought up, including understaffing, overwhelming numbers of patients at the emergency unit, and the lack of communication prior to the arrival of these patients at the emergency unit. One would have expected that as an emergency unit, sometimes, especially when ambulances are bringing patients, the unit would be informed so that they can prepare adequately for the incoming patients before the patients are brought to the hospital. Is that the case? Well, we'll find out as we discuss this matter further. But also, on another matter, now we know that the Kotoka International Airport has now been renamed the Accra International Airport. This has been announced by the Ministry of Transport. And if you've been to the airport in recent times, you would see that the inscription Kotoka has been removed and has been replaced with the word Accra, which actually used to be the name of the airport before it was renamed Kotoka International Airport. Now, this renaming has brought up some concerns. Chief among them is a suit before the Supreme Court by our friend on this show, Austin Bracco Powers, who is seeking a declaration that the renaming was not done in accordance with law, and that the law, according to which the name Kotoka International Airport was given to the airport, ought to be amended or repealed before it can be renamed Accra International Airport. So the proper thing has not been done. This is probably a test case for us to understand how some of these things ought to be done. And so he's here with us in studio, and he's going to give us insights into exactly the details of this declaration that he's seeking and how that helps our understanding of the law in general. So you're welcome to join our conversation. You can leave your comments, questions, concerns, and so on under our Facebook live stream. I'll read the messages as we go. But first, let's say hello to our guest in studio. Austin Bracco Powers, you have been trending since yesterday. I have only ever seen one photo of you, and it's been from the show. But between yesterday and this morning, I have seen so many different photos of you all over the place.
I think it's just, we are just being alive to our duties, responsibilities.
Okay.
When you look at Article 40, it espouses the responsibilities and duties of Ghanaians.
Okay.
And one of which is to uphold and enforce the Constitution. And you know, we have the.
We are going to go into this.
Yeah, yes. So just be alive to our responsibilities. Okay. And you know, my brother, I mean, Akoga has been a very good friend.
Okay.
So we are following his stead.
Oh, I see. Well, since you have introduced him, we're also joined in studio by the Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Mr. Godwin Akogan. Great to have you in studio.
Great to have you too.
Phobia.
The best. Never say die.
But funny enough, you know, I also support Accra.
You do?
Yeah, I do. But it's the best club.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Continental Club Masters.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So we're going to go into our conversation this morning. We'll begin with the no-bed syndrome, emergency medical care system, the issue of overcrowding at hospitals, understaffing at hospitals, hygiene and other issues which come up when patients are treated on the ground. On the one hand, we say don't send the patients away, give them care anyway, anyhow, because at that point it's a matter of life and death. On the other hand, we say that, well, you cannot treat them on the floor. If there's no bed, well, that's not appropriate because of the many health implications, hygiene implications, and some medical legal issues that could come up. Exactly how do we balance all of this, and what are the doctors saying? We're going to be speaking to Dr. Ebenezer Appiah. He's a former Director General of the Ghana Health Service. We might speak to one of the doctors from the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, and we'll bring you some experts of what the health minister has said, as well as what the Korle Bu Doctors Association have also said. First, let's take a look at the issues raised by the doctors at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Now, on Korle Bu emergency crisis, this is what the doctors at the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital are saying, and these are lifted from a press statement which was issued by the Korle Bu Doctors Association. All right. So the first issue is overcrowding crisis. Admissions exceed hospital capacity. Patients treated on floors. Beds and chairs are insufficient. Patient safety risk, infection, delays, medical errors rising. Medical legal exposure, doctors at risk in improvised settings, staff burnout and injury. And this is one that a lot of doctors have spoken about, physical and mental strain from overwork on the part of doctors. Systemic problem, referral coordination and staffing shortages worsen crisis. Now, on the minister's visit, this is what the doctors say. Minister visit misrepresents the reality. Pre-visit preparations hide daily overcrowding. Beds alone not enough. More beds will not fix the personnel shortage or referral issues. So these are the concerns that the Korle Bu Doctors Association have put across in a press statement. Now, while we talk about shortage of beds and the unavailability of doctors to be able to care for the large numbers of patients who turn up at the emergency unit. Yesterday, in the night, at about 10 p.m., we brought you a live footage from the Tamale Teaching Hospital where the wards were empty, absolutely empty, no patients, free beds, among other things because of the strike by the non-medical staff of the hospital. And then here in Accra, we don't have beds for patients to be treated in, the irony of the situation. Well, we've shown you a footage of what the doctors have said. Now, let's take a look at what the health minister said when he visited Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. All right. Now, according to the doctors, pre-visit preparations actually hide the real problem. And you can appreciate this because once they know that the health minister is coming and he's going to come with the media, then they would prepare for the health minister. And the doctors say this is the misrepresentation. Let's listen to the health minister.
There's the need for the increase in beds at the wards so that at every material time we can create space at the emergency. For me, I think it makes a lot of sense to move the person from emergency to create an empty bed at the emergency than to say that, oh, the wards are full, and so you leave the person more than 24 hours at the emergency. I think that we have to revise that one and make sure that the person doesn't stay more than 24 hours after stabilizing it. And I will also appeal to all the health facilities who do referrals to this place to try to stabilize the patients before they get here. You don't just push the people and say there's no bed here, so go to Korle Bu. And so that's something we have to look at. And you've mentioned the expansion of the surgical, the medical surgical ward. I think it's also very, very important. And I've seen the progress on the cath lab.
There was a directive that we should start 24-hour services. That the same directives I have given to the Director of Medical Affairs, and that is exactly what we are implementing. When it comes to decongestion of the accident and emergency center, we have made available Ward G to absorb the neurosurgical cases. They form like 10-20% of the cases at emergency. We are also resourcing the medical department with more beds.
And that was the CEO of the hospital, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. And before that, we saw the Health Minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, speaking there. And we're going to shortly be joined by Dr. Ebenezer Appiah. He's a former Director General of the Ghana Health Service, to throw more light on the problem and hopefully help provide some solutions to the situation. Godwin, may I start with you?
Okay.
We've heard from the minister, we've also heard from the hospital, and we've heard from the doctors. Exactly how does this government hope to address the situation?
Right, thank you very much, and then greetings to your cherished viewers. And before then, permit me to address something very briefly before I...
Yes, please.
All right. Over the weekend, we had some misrepresentation or some fake news regarding allocation of recruitment opportunities and formation of constituency committees on this Interior Minister's this. And I want to make it clear that that story is not true, and it is a fake news making the rounds. Okay. And because of the long weekend, I think it trended for about 3 days before we were able to address it. So this is something that I want to address. Then again, let me appreciate the work of our health workers. They are really working under dire, conditions, and they are always doing their best to give us the health care that we need. This is not the time for us to be accusing them or charging them for things that may be beyond them. For us as a party or as members of this government, it is for us to expand opportunities for these doctors. For instance, we have 70,000 trained officers. When we are talking about this no bed syndrome, we are not just talking about the facilities, but also the healthcare providers who sometimes are unavailable. Sometimes they will tell you that there are no beds, but in effect, there are no hands to receive them. And these are some of the things that I am happy that the finance minister has gratefully approved of the the recruitment of 14,000 hands to support our doctors and our healthcare providers. And I know that this recruitment are going to start somewhere next month.
And when you say hands, you mean doctors and nurses?
Doctors and nurses, 14,000 doctors and nurses to help, and other paramedical staff to assist in granting us this opportunity of solving this issue that is really bedeviling all of us. Then again, sometimes, as the health minister said, you realize that you go to maybe a district hospital. Instead of being treated there, then you are being pushed to Korle Bu, being pushed to Ridge, without even treating or trying to resuscitate the person. And this is something that I think these doctors or health providers at the district level should also do well to assist us to do. I always say that 70 years in the life of a country, ideally, this shouldn't be something that we should be discussing, because we've come far and we have facilities to also train doctors, facilities to train nurses and all that. we have 70,000 hands who are waiting to be employed, but sometimes lack of budgetary support, lack of funds.
A lot of them are leaving the country. A lot of the young doctors find it unattractive to practice
yes,
here.
I can appreciate that, especially when you finish school and you have to sit at home for 2 years, 3 years doing
No,
what?
even those who are employed,
Yes.
they say that they are handicapped. I mean,
Yes.
you have the expertise. You see a patient, you can help.
Yes.
But the facilities and the resources to be able to help them is not available.
True.
And you can imagine how a doctor would feel knowing that I
can do this, but I can't do it, and the person has to die and all that.
So beyond the unemployment,
exactly,
even those who are employed,
they are also
find
struggling.
It unattractive
Exactly, that is why
I
think that some of the measures that this administration is putting in place would go a long way to help us. For instance, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund is providing facilities, equipment, and all those things to equip the existing hospitals, and also with the expansion. For instance, we will always blame the politician at the end of the day, because yes, it's been always NDC, NPP. However, the commitment that the NDC administration has provided over the years is for everybody to see and for everybody to tell. This year, by the kind grace of God, we are going to finish 10 of the Agenda 111 project, which is also going to increase the bed and more the number of hands to provide us with these, healthcare. We are also commencing the phase 2 of the rich hospitals. And these are things that can give us more room to be able to take care of our cherished citizens.
Talk to us about the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. Exactly what will it do?
Ghana Medical Trust Fund is, as we always call it simply, Mahama Cares.
Oh, that's Mahama Cares.
That's Mahama's Cares, yes.
Right.
So it is just like one of the, like a pyramid. They sit on top of the pyramid. You have your NHIS taking care of your normal hospital, but this is a special creation by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It was a promise that was made during the campaign that people living with non-communicable diseases and all those things will be taken care of. But the facilities that they are giving to the hospitals are facilities that other people can also use.
So in addition to funding the care of these non-communicable diseases, the fund is also going to provide equipment to the hospitals.
Equipment to the hospitals. And this time around, because of how sometimes the hospitals manage their equipment, Ghana Medical Trust Fund is going to own it, keep it, manage it, so that it wouldn't be directly under the control of those hospitals, so that maintenance can be assured.
Who is going to run this?
Yes, this we have another organization or a company that will be set up to take care of this facility, so that we are assured that revenues that are generated for the use of this equipment will not fall into different hands or
the reason I'm asking this is that you might have heard, and I've heard, that there are certain medical personnel in our hospitals who would often refer you to go and do your MRI or go and do your X-ray in other
private places, which probably they own or something.
Well, which they are affiliated to somehow. Okay. And so when you ask, why doesn't the hospital itself have these machines? They tell you, we had one, but it's no longer working.
Yes.
And there are all sorts of allegations and cross-allegations that they don't treat these machines well, so that they break down or they don't work. Sure. And then they can now refer you to these other facilities they are affiliated to because of some gain
and
that they
this is exactly what Mahama Cares wants to cure, so that these facilities are owned, though they are at the service of everybody. They own this equipment and managed by an organization under Mahama Care, so that definitely we would have this equipment being maintained and being managed. Some of these equipment, very expensive. We wouldn't want it, won't want to fix it, and then within a matter of months, then you can't even have, those facilities available for the hospitals and all that. That is the reason why providing those equipment is not just enough, but managing
They are going
it.
to manage them as well.
Exactly. So that the funds
For
will
all
be,
the hospitals?
For all the facilities. Yes, all the hospitals that we are going to provide that for.
Isn't it a bit of a tall order? I don't know.
No.
It's
because
not.
sometimes, if you go to the hospitals, and I saw videos from Obobia Dakum when he visited the facilities as the state in which they are now. You go there today, and then the facility they are giving to you to fix an MRI in it, they are leakage in roof, the roof is leaking and all that. You cannot put those expensive equipment in those rooms and then leave it there to rot. That is why they are also building facilities to host all of this equipment so that we have the long-term use of these facilities. So for me, we are on course, and we are praying that by the end of the year, hospitals like Kwesimintim, La General Hospital, Nkwanta, and all those things will all come.
Now that you've mentioned La General Hospital, how are we doing? How are we doing with La General Hospital?
Yes, it's progressing.
Work is ongoing?
Yes, work is ongoing. And I know it's your place, so
yes.
Your interest there is high.
And we have been chasing this for too many years now.
Yes.
Yes. What we promised.
Yes.
And what is happening now is very unfortunate.
Oh, really?
So it's ongoing.
It's ongoing, yeah.
And when do we hope to see the hospital opened to the public?
I cannot give a definite timeline on this one.
Well, hopefully next time you come here, you can tell us.
Probably, yes.
All right. Well, we've just been joined by Kwame Pepra, former Deputy DG.
Pepe.
Oh, I beg you. Prempe. I beg your pardon. Great to have you in studio.
Thank you. Thank you.
And before I come to you, Austin, I want to just quickly go to Dr. Ebenezer Apia, who's been with us on Zoom for some time now. Doc, good morning. Doc, can you kindly unmute your microphone? All right, we'll come back to you, Doc. We'll come back to you. Austin, Bracco Powers, let me come to you now. Now, we've heard from the doctors, and we've heard from the government too. Now, among other things, the doctors cite some medical legal issues which can arise because of these improvisations that they have to do in order to treat patients. Do you see any of such issues arising?
Well, I think it is important to note that the no bed syndrome is not about physical beds alone. It goes beyond that. Because the issue, as you were articulated and Akogan also noted, I mean, the causes of this no bed syndrome is, I mean, the causes are well known to everybody, both governments, even Ghanaian, the citizens. We know, you mentioned hospitals being overwhelmed because we know the bed capacity of Kolebu is somewhere 2,000. And we know Kolebu does annually over 500,000 people. Receives over 500,000 people annually. And 250 people are hospitalized daily. So you realize that most of our tertiary health facilities are overwhelmed. And the beds allocation of the physical beds are inadequate. But, you see, what this issue raises has to do with matters concerning right to life. Article 13 of the 1992 Constitution, right to life. It also has issues to do with duty of care of medical professionals and hospitals. How do they attach, or what level of, attention do they attach to the work they need to do? Duty of care. Then it also has issues of negligence and liability of the state and hospitals. Because now, when there's this strong argument, which that argument I subscribe to, that when you turn away emergency patients without triage and stabilization, it amounts to a constitutional and a breach of constitutional and tort duties.
Which duties?
Tort.
Specifically?
So, duty of care. The duty to make sure that whoever has been entrusted to you, you care for the person.
At which point do we say the patient is entrusted to the hospital?
Now, the thing is that when the patient is brought to your facility, the agency is that you must attend to the person. And don't forget the neighbor principle. That you must and even which said principle, I would say, was even taken from the Bible. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. So the minute the patient is brought in, and even when you don't have bed facilities.
You need to tell us what the neighbor principle is, though.
No, that's what I'm saying, that it's the same as do unto others as you want to. You get it? I mean, you need not do anything that will harm your neighbor. In some way, you need not do anything that will harm your neighbor. So whatever you do, make sure that it is not something that will harm your neighbor. Because that is a responsibility we have. So when a patient is brought to you and you do not have beds available, you must, first of all, you must conduct pre-hospital stabilization. Before even, and I was happy the minister himself said it. And another one is just the blatant disregard for the Ministry of Health directive on emergency stabilization. Blatant disregard. And I think that this has to move beyond this rhetoric and everyday conversation. We must be able to amend some of, particularly the Public Health Act, and also the Health Institutions and Facilities Act. Because we must be able to, don't forget that we have an institution, the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, which is supposed to monitor all those things. What has been their work? Is it that they want us to expand their jurisdiction, or they want us to expand their powers?
The question that doctors have asked is what to do when, in actual fact, they are handicapped. If a patient is brought to your emergency unit and you are overwhelmed, there are many, because emergency units are for emergencies.
It's always a busy place.
And so the people who are there need urgent care. If another patient is brought and the doctor-to-patient ratio is it's just impractical for the doctor to be able to come outside to attend to the patient or to bring them inside or whatever the situation may be. What is the doctor to do? And I ask this because of the legal issues you have raised, so that the doctor doesn't find him or herself in a place where they are tied to a situation that they literally cannot be expected to help.
Now, the thing is simple. If you are overwhelmed by patients and you have another urgent patient to attend to, I think they should be able to find a way to move around it. Because neglecting that patient who needs an urgent care, and if something happens to that person, the family, I've always said that now, the families of patients who end up, in fact, suffering or even dying by reason of the lack of due care by, most of these medical professionals, should be able to now go to court and sue some of these hospitals. Because we need to inject some level of, responsibility on the part of, the conversation should not be reduced to the medical professionals are overwhelmed and they do not have the facilities, they do not have the equipment. Now, with their knowledge and expertise, they know how to stabilize people. You get it? The thing is that we dilute the conversation and we move away from the essential and the crux of the whole matter. The thing is that there is a responsibility on medical professionals, which responsibility should not be checked by any means, in whatever shape or form. When you have an urgent patient to attend to, the Ghana Health Service are directed that stabilize the patient before, even if you do not have facilities, before sending the patient away. This is a duty they have to discharge to every patient. But what has been the norm is that they turn you away with the excuse that, and you see now that, they always tell us sometimes they are overwhelmed, but is that the reality? Don't forget that when people find themselves in a difficult situation, they try to give all manner of excuses. I am saying that the conversation must be brought in. The medical professionals have a responsibility. When patients die at your facility, it raises questions of right to life, which is a constitutional right that must not be treated with pittance.
Okay. In the same vein, we have seen patients on the floor receiving care. And some have said that, well, the doctors have had to allow this because they are trying to help them. They do not want to send them away because of this no-bed syndrome. Now, patients on the floor getting treatment has also raised concerns about the hygienic conditions under which patients are treated, and these same medical legal issues that could arise because doctors are improvising and trying to help patients while on the floor. It raises questions of human dignity even, which is also a constitutional matter. Exactly how should doctors balance this act?
It's an important question, because the thing is that if something should happen to those patients who find themselves on the floor, their families can hold the hospital responsible. Yes. So, you see...
It sounds like a catch-22
No,
I appreciate what you are saying,
it's
but my
important.
fear is that, you see, sometimes this no-bed syndrome is because some doctors don't even want to take some responsibilities beyond their level. So the examples that you gave, they are allowing some things to happen because they want to give care, though the facility may not have those things too. But if these legal issues come in strongly, then when an ambulance brings somebody, I will not take responsibility. Yes. No. You understand? So when it happens like that, then the extra effort, because everybody is very careful that I don't want to handle this person for the person to die in my care and all that because of the legal issues. So though I know because of your legal profession, Professor, you want to move on that line.
No, the thing is that the conversation has been one-sided. In fact, since the start of this whole conversation, even when it resurfaced this year, the conversation has been one-sided. The hospitals are overwhelmed. There are no adequate beds. The government has not done enough. The Agenda 11 hospitals have not been fully executed. Now, it's been one-sided. Yeah. How about the medical professionals? What is the responsibility on them?
They have also spoken.
Yes, and they've spoken. So we must now we must broaden the conversation, let them know that they also have a responsibility to discharge. And I am saying that, Akogan, and that is where we also need to train the ambulance staff in paramedics, how they can conduct some pre-hospital stabilization.
They are trained, are they not?
They are trained.
No, they are, then they must intensify it, because some of the emergencies that we witness, when you send the patient to the hospitals and they do not have beds, we must not, in fact, witness or record cash fatalities. You must not record fatalities. Like the gentleman who suffered this hit and run.
Car accident, yeah.
You get it. Yeah. His story is so sad that now I am saying that, they cannot say they are afraid. In fact, everybody, even the president, when the president can be summoned before court. So would you say that will stop the president from doing his work? These are professionals.
All right. Okay. I want to come to you, Kwame, but let's just quickly go onto Zoom and talk to Dr. Ebenezer Pia, who has joined us now. Good morning, Doc.
Yeah, good morning.
Great to have you. Now, we're trying to balance the concerns of doctors in respect of being overwhelmed, overcrowding at emergency units, the no-bed syndrome, with the responsibility that doctors have, the duty they have to provide care for patients once the patients have been brought to the medical facility. Now, it seems like a difficult balancing act, as I'm sure if you were watching us just now, between Austin Bracco Powers and a lot of the publications that we have seen regarding this matter. What's your position on all of this?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners. I want to agree with all the speakers. In as much as the doctors have responsibility, government and other stakeholders also have. In the first place, if the patient is brought to you, then it becomes your responsibility to take care of the patient. I mean, and even if the patient is not brought to you and then they ring and say that no beds. So, personally, I find it difficult. I've never identified the one who said no bed. Is it the doctors who say no bed, or is it a watchman or the nurse at the outpatient department? We've never found out who always says no bed. Well, for a doctor, if a patient is brought to you, you have to stabilize. That one is a fact. And then it's your duty to call out to the other peripheral institutions to find beds for them. But don't just send no bed. No. You have to call. I mean, if it's a Kolebu, then you call a 37, can call the Ridge Hospital. It's a conversation. And they try to find bed for the client. So that one is something that we ought to be doing. And that is what is not done. That's why I said that I've not actually, since when I was there as a DJ, we couldn't always find who said there was no bed. But in truth, our health system, the emergency system actually needs support. Everything is going to the center, the traffic, Kolibu or Kompanochi. We need to develop the regional capitals capacity as well. So every regional hospital can handle a tertiary care service. And I'm happy with the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons now decentralizing the specialization so that it can be done in Wahaku, Florida, and other places, so that then you get a specialist out there. So it's very, very serious cases that should actually be sent to Kolebu. And when we do that, I believe a lot of things will stop. We also did a centralized coordinating system, and that is what actually we don't have. Some time back, Adabraka Polyclinic was trying to do that in the mornings, then they will call all the other hospitals in Accra to know the best situation and so forth. But this time we have to digitalize that. So if there's a central point, then we could know the referral points, their bed capacity, the equipment capacity, we know the human resources that are available and so forth, so that anytime we know where to send the patients. In Ghana, we don't have the specialized trauma centers. I think at Winneba, we have a trauma center there, but I can't think of all the other places on the highways where there are trauma centers. There should be one in Nkoko or Jasu area. There should be one in maybe some other routes, so that then we filter off the numerous cases that actually come to Kolebu. So it's more of resources, but it's also the human being. We need also to be doing drills. In the regions, districts, they've not been doing drills, and I tell them that no, there should be emergency teams in place. I always doing drills, you're anticipating somebody emergency coming to you, so it isn't that the people come and say, no, I don't have oxygen, I don't have that, I don't have that. All of them should be in place. And for that matter, it means that every region, there should be an oxygen plant that concentrates oxygen from the air and then supplies the periphery. And then we know that then the peripheral institutions are also well equipped to handle. And mind you, any case that actually is referred should have been discussed. Sometimes when you go to the performance review of the teaching hospital, so well, the patients were referred to us without any warning. No, it should be referred. The issues, the patient data should have been sent by, because we are supposed to be linked with electronic medical record system. So if we are, then it means that any time, before even the patient comes, we would have got the particulars already. And if it's important that we get a live streaming of even the movement as the patient moves, the discussions as to the condition of the patients and so on and so forth before they get there. I believe that this thing can be sorted out if the government, the teaching hospitals, the government agencies all sit down. We map out where we should have the referral centers, the specialized centers, and we look at the specialists that should be there, and then we look at the equipment that we need, and then we constantly do drills and so forth.
This specialized coordination.
For now, hello?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
For now, I think that the legal framework is also important. If somebody is being taken care of on the floor and something happens, there should be a legal framework to cover those who are doing that. And then improvising to, I think that we need to have that legal framework to cover the doctors. But otherwise, there shouldn't be any reason to say that there is no bed when we've actually not identified the bed somewhere or done something for the patient. They are our brothers and sisters, they are ourselves, and we should be able to do that at any particular time. Thank you.
Doc, this centralized coordination system that you speak of, why did it stop? And why is it impractical for us to be able to do it again?
Yeah, we can do it, but I think it was that one we're using manual. I mean, you called. Please come again.
No, Doc, I haven't said anything. I was listening to your answer.
Yeah, we're using manual. I mean, you call the other hospitals and try to find the best. But now, at this age, we should be able to digitalize it, linked to all the hospitals in Accra, for example.
Is this a conversation that's ongoing? Is this something we are working on, or is it a suggestion you're making?
I'm not more there. But when I was there, it's something that we were doing. 37 police hospital, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Ridge Hospital, all coming together to tell us the number of beds they have, the equipment, and so forth. And they always discuss amongst ourselves any patient that is sent around. But I think it's broken up because since I came around, sometimes people call me and say, well, we want to send a patient to Kolebu, and they say there is no bed there. But I think we something that we have to bring up. That communication is very, very, very important. And we can, if sometimes we cannot fly the patient, we can fly the specialist, or provided the equipment are available.
Now, Doc, before I come back to studio, let me just find out from you. This treatment of patients on the floor, is it acceptable?
Not at all.
What are doctors or nurses to do where there are no physical beds or chairs to put a patient at the time when the patient
That's why sometimes they hijack the beds from the ambulance. But I think every hospital, especially Kolebu, should have some spare beds somewhere. I mean, there should be some beds somewhere. It's not that even if you have the beds, the equipment will be far away.
So it's not possible for a hospital like Kolebu to say that they do not have beds. That's what you're saying.
It should be expanded. No, it's possible. Once we calculated actually the number of beds compared to UK, and we found that Ghana is highly under, is inadequate. And that is the reason why I'm happy that now Kolebu is going to be expanded, and another place will be expanded. You know, the whole emergency care system came as an afterthought some years ago. It's only recently that we started training emergency nurses, emergency physicians, and the hospitals trying to do some adjustment to get emergency units in their area. I mean, it's just maybe less than 10 years ago. But otherwise, some years ago, hospitals are built and it's just the OPD, outpatient department. There's no emergency. So we are moving gradually, and I think the ambulance has come to beef up the situation. I think it's work in progress.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. We'll come back to studio and then we'll come back again to you, Doc. Let me come to you. You've heard all the submissions. What do you make of it all?
Thank you, Na. Well, let me say hello to the viewers and also my co-panelists here. I think this issue is quite a delicate one, and it's something that we've been hammering on for a very long time. But you see, we need to get to the core of the issue. There are three causes of this issue. You can look at the systems that Doc was talking about in terms of how you are tracking, where there are beds and the number of patients that you are referring, where you are referring them to. There should be proper systems in place that are real-time tracking, where if an ambulance picks someone, the ambulance can know instantly where there is bed. Instead of going to Ridge and then find out there's no bed, and they'll tell you, try Kolebu. You go to Kolebu and there's no bed, try 37. If there's a system that the ambulance can know real time where there is bed, I think it will save a lot of lives. We have to look at the systems as well. I think in Ghana, we have been looking a lot at the second part, which is the resources. Resources in terms of equipment, in terms of the number of hospitals, in terms of the number of nurses and doctors that we have, their training and all that. That one, I think, anytime we are talking about no bed syndrome, that is where the focus is on. And we miss the first part. And I think Doc and the Kolebu Doctors Association have touched on that one. And we need to also add that into the conversation. The third one is the patients themselves. There are a lot more patients at the moment. But also, what I gather from my friends and family who are in the health sector is that sometimes a patient will be checked out, but they can't pay. So then they end up staying in the bed. So when somebody new comes in, the bed is occupied. Though in their system, the person is checked out, but it's still there. And it's difficult for a health practitioner to go and kick that person out. And because they have not paid, they also don't allow them to go. So there are three issues that we have to look at when we are trying to find a solution to this.
Imagine that.
So, Prepe, on this detention, let's also advocate for all of us, whether you feel, there are some people who tell you that for the past 10 years, I've never visited a hospital and all those things. But the NHIS is not just for you who is going to the hospital. It is also for another person. That is why it is a fund. So let as many of us as possible all be part of this NHI system, so that at least there'll be a lot of funds, and when you get to the hospital, you don't need to be detained. That is one challenging thing too. Sometimes somebody will come maybe on TV3, then you say, oh, we are paying for all these people to be released and all that. We shouldn't get to that point when, in fact, there's a system in place like NHIS that we can all be a part of that will help other patients in need.
I agree. Let me give an example. When you go to the Netherlands, right, every person is mandated to have an insurance. And the insurance is about, I think, about 150 euros per month per person. Whether you are sick or not, you pay. Now, the interesting part about that is after paying that 150, you also have a no claim of up to 1,200. So even if when you are paid the 150, when you go to hospital up to 1,200, you still must pay.
No matter how many times you visit the hospital in the year.
So up to 1,200. After 1,200, then you don't have to pay anymore. So there are certain conditions you don't pay, but for the basic care and all that, you still pay. And that is what my brother, is talking about, where we must all join the NHIS. Everybody, whether you are healthy, whether you are old, whether you are young, the more people we have on the NHIS, the better it is, for the country.
But there are private mutual health.
Yes, but those ones are private and more expensive.
So that should be a top-up.
Yeah.
No, so people may want to subscribe to that,
but that should
rather than the NHIS.
For me, that should be a top-up.
Because I used to be on the NHIS, but I moved on to the private space.
Yes, but you're not a regular citizen.
No, but lawyer, you see,
you are high-end.
It will affect you when one day you are in need of emergency care and you go, there's no bed syndrome. Yeah. Then in that case, your private medical insurance will not save you then.
Don't forget, some of the public institutions, health facilities also take the...
Yes, but the point is that the money from the NHIS contributes to the development of our health sector.
I mean, the equipment will not be there.
Exactly.
Not that they won't accept you, but the equipment will not be there.
It's not just for your medical care or your personal treatment, but it's contribution to the health sector.
Is the head of the NHIS.
NHIS is a perfect system.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let me remind you, the NPP that brought it. It's a perfect system.
I don't want to go to that.
You see, we all didn't want to go there.
Yes, we've gone far.
We all didn't want to go there. So
it's a small cave.
We all didn't want to go there, so let's not. I'll just read a couple of messages and then we can go on to the next topic. Did you want to say something on this topic?
You touch on the we getting the system. I think it's important. The National Digital Bed Management System. Doc talked about something like that. The 3 hospitals, Reach, Kolebu, 37, they had that system. I think if we broaden the system and make sure that it is visible, so it should be like an Uber, hospital bed Uber. Yeah. So, like Premper said, the emergency, the ambulance service, they will have access to the database. Then they will be able, it's like a dashboard, so they will know where there are beds and where there are no beds, so that they will know where to go, so as to save lives. So I think it was a good thing that they started, but he said it cannot guarantee if they are continuing.
It doesn't look like
it. Doesn't look like it.
Exactly. Because the doctor association were calling for it.
Exactly.
So it doesn't look like
so it. It means that when he left with the innovation, or his successor did not continue. Now I think this is an important thing. We must be able to do that. Let's have a dashboard, everybody accessible. And you even said that you had a report. TV3 had a report where there were empty beds. Yeah. Is it Tamale?
Yes.
Tamale hospitals. Can you imagine? And we are struggling for limited beds in Accra. So I think we can be able to. The Ministry of Health should lead this conversation. Now I know they are digitizing patients' record. Let's add this to it.
Yes.
And this digitalization of patients' records is also in public hospitals, not just in private hospitals.
Exactly.
Now, before we leave this one, let me just put some statistics there, that we all should be concerned about.
Okay.
The World Health Organization, the WHO, said, per their recommendation, in every country, every 1,000 population, so every 1,000 people, there should be 5 beds. Yeah. Now, on average, in the world, there is 2.7. In Africa, it's 1.3. Guess how much it is in Ghana? 0.9. It's a big concern. So we have to speed up with the infrastructure. Yes, there's a lot of things we have to do, but the infrastructure must also be sped up. If not, we'll be doing a lot of things, but we'll still be, tailing back.
And when we talk about infrastructure, Austin Barker-Powers has said time and time again on the show today that we also need to lay some of the responsibility at the doorstep of the doctors.
Very important.
And Doc, if you're still with us on Zoom, you spoke about emergency services being some sort of a new field of study. It's not something that we were doing about 10 years before now. Now, if you could just tell us, if an emergency is brought to the hospital, exactly what is the process that the doctors or nurses or whoever meets the ambulance, for example, is supposed to go through? What is the process? What is the emergency response process when a patient is brought to the emergency unit of a hospital?
Well, thank you very much. The assumption is that you're assuming that by the time the patient arrives, they would have called to the hospital already, and they would have discussed the issues arriving. And that is what the electronic system will actually do if it's linked. It's linked with the hospital, should be linked to the ambulance itself. So as soon as it comes, triaging has become already, because you know the situation of the patient, and you know where to place the patient, and you know the equipment that they should have, where you should send the person, and then the people that should be available. So that is very, very important. So at the hospital, they do the triaging or sorting the patients out to know how.
Doc, your sound connection has gone off, so we can't hear you. Sorry about that. If we're able to bring you back, we'll be happy to hear the rest of what you had to say. But for now, let me read some messages coming in, and then we'll move on to our next topic for the morning. Stephen Peng from WA says, the last time the Deputy Minister of Health was on your program, she intimated that the government was on course to retool hospitals. Also, she indicated that the staff of the National Ambulance Service will be further trained to give stabilization to patients before transporting them to the hospital. She also hinted that ambulances will be re-equipped to provide emergency services in transit to hospitals. And that's from Stephen Peng texting us from WA. All right. More messages coming in. Now, please tell the lawyer to calm down. Doctors are doing their best. And that's from Ni Ama. Okay. As a developing nation, we must prioritize our healthcare needs. And that's from Aziz Donla texting us from WA. And thank you now for discussing this issue. Some other stations are pretending it didn't happen. They say the video is AI. All right. On to our next topic for the morning. Our guest in studio, legal practitioner, private legal practitioner, Austin Barker-Powers, is in the news. And he's in the news because he's seeking a declaration from the Supreme Court that the renaming of Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport has not been done in accordance with the law. That in order for this renaming to be done, then the law which named the airport Kotoka International Airport ought to be repealed or amended before it can be renamed the name of a new name can be given to it. Have I properly captured what the matter is?
Yes, not generally, essentially. In fact, that is the crux of the whole conversation. And like I told you, we being alive to our responsibilities under Article 41 of the 1992 Constitution.
Which says what?
Which outlines the duties of citizens. And when you look at 41B, it says we must uphold and defend the Constitution. And it is one of the responsibilities as whether or not there's been an omission on the part of either an authority by Parliament or a Constitution or a government or any appointee which said omission or action breaches the 1992 Constitution or any other statute. So it's just being alive to my responsibilities as a citizen. And now the thing is that the suit is questioning not the renaming, but the procedure.
Okay.
The procedure. Because the thing is, the transport minister, in his explanation, he said that usually airports are named by executive order. But this airport renaming is different.
Why?
Why? Because of the General Kotoka Trust Decree 1969, NLCD 339. When you look at paragraph 81A, it elevates the conversation from the everyday norm where airports are named by executive order.
What does it say?
It says the Accra International Airport shall be renamed Kotoka International Airport. And don't forget that when you look at Article 11, it says existing law, and it explains decree and act that existed before the 1992 Constitution. So until that decree had been repealed or struck out by the Supreme Court or amended, that provision is binding. So therefore, if you want to change it, you must amend it. Don't forget that in the beginning, the majority leader, Mama Yariga, intimated that they were going to bring a bill to Parliament to effect the name change.
Yes.
What changed? Now the U-turn is that, the argument is that because the Act was supposed to set up a trust, a board of trustees. We said trustees was not set up, so by reason of that, the renaming could not be said to have been properly done. But there's a law. And until that law is amended, it's still binding. So the proper thing is to go to Parliament and amend section paragraph 81A of NLCD 339. The president also, when he had opportunity to address the citizens on his second State of Nation address, also said that, also echoed the argument of the trade minister. I think the proper thing has not been done, which is why I've headed to the Supreme Court to get them to do the proper thing. Because the thing is that we must not allow the executive, because properly so-called, when you look at the Constitution, it is, when it comes to lawmaking, it is Parliament. But if the executive has a responsibility to make amends or amend certain provisions, but it is Parliament that must sanction same. So the executive on its own could not have effected the name change without the sanction of Parliament, which is the main reason why I'm before the Supreme Court.
People have asked why this is important.
It's very important. That's why I'm saying that now we must not allow certain omissions and actions to go unchallenged, because when we do that, we are shaking our responsibilities as espoused in Article 41, as I said, of the 1992 Constitution. We must be alive to our responsibilities, because you see, when we allow this to go, tomorrow, they may decide not to, they may go against a particular law, which is consequential, and will affect rights and liabilities of individuals. And that will come at a very high cost to human lives. So we must be able to do our work. And this is a challenge I'm throwing to Ghanaians. You have a responsibility. Don't forget that when the president decided to initiate the conversation based on a petition received to remove the Chief Justice, some people are still in court challenging it, the propriety of the process. That is what we call being alive to your responsibilities. It is a duty, basic duty of every Ghanaian, which we must discharge. And my colleague, Akogan and Prempe, they all have the same responsibility. Now you also have the same responsibility. We must not fail to do that, because when we do that, we will not be doing good service to our children.
So if the Supreme Court grants this declaration, what's going to happen?
No, so government must do the needful. So
the name is going to go back to Kotoka International Airport for a repeal or amendment to be done.
Exactly, that is it. So what we are saying is that the status quo ante must remain. Any conversation and official referral of the hospital as Accra International Airport must cease. It must revert to its original name, Kotoka International Airport, until the right thing is done, until a proper bill is sent to Parliament to amend, or until they go to Supreme Court to tell the Supreme Court to repeal or strike out the NLCD 339.
Akogan.
No, I have no
Why wasn't the proper procedure followed, so that we wouldn't have found ourselves here today?
It depends on what you call proper procedure, because in the mind of the Transport Minister, they have followed due process. So that's why I say that I have no qualms with the position of my brother Powers. At least it's a legal exercise that he's embarking on. For me, our resolve to promote our nation, our capital as Accra, is what we are just pushing, not because we want to railroad any process. And in fact, if you look at promoting Ghana, most of the time, when conferences are held here or in other capitals, you see, like Beijing Conference, the Accra Summit. So we must associate our nation, especially to the outside world, using this name and not Kotoka. That is all where our interests reside. So for me, I have nothing against it, but if other legal minds also feel that the path that he's on is right, I don't think that we need the ruling of the courts. We can also amend our ways and then get the right thing done, because at the end of the day, it's the nation we are projecting, it's Accra we are projecting.
It ought to be done quickly, because if we should wait for the declaration, that's going to come at a cost to the nation. Because
not necessarily.
I'm supposing.
Are you filing for cost and all that?
If there is,
so no, what you're saying is that
if there is
the
stationery, there are things that have been printed, there are things that have been done with the name Accra International Airport. All of it.
We don't need to go back and then
change it and then. Well,
and Braco too can also. Anyway, he wants to live up to the responsibility and the rights he has. So
which challenge I'm also throwing to you. even though this is your government, I think this is a bipartisan responsibility.
Oh yeah.
On everybody, every Ghanaian. Then Prempeh himself is a responsibility on everyone.
Prempeh seems to be in agreement with you.
I'm in agreement with lawyer because not me. Not you, because I'm not in agreement with the name change, but I'll come there. Because in everything that we are doing, we must follow due process, regardless of whatever it is. Because as he's saying, we might now just brush over some small issue, but it might grow into something big. So we should not set precedents that we are laying laws and due process aside and doing other things because it's a small issue. Because when we get to the bigger one, someone will point as a precedent that this was done in previous years. So I'm not a lawyer. So, and he has looked at the law and he thinks due process has not been done. So the Supreme Court will then have to decide whether he's right or wrong, and then we can move on. Now, I'm not in agreement with the name change, basically because the name was Kotoka International Airport, Accra. So the Accra was already in the name. If you go to Amsterdam, Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam. If you go to Paris, Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. So the name of airports all across the world are named after things other than the city that they are in, and then they add the city to it. So if it's about promotion alone, then we are just wasting public funds. If it's truly about promotion, then we are wasting public funds. Now, the other argument is we are changing back to the original name. So does it mean we should change KNUST to the original name? Because the original name for KNUST was not Kwame Nkrumah University. It was started in 1952 as a college. It had a name, and then it became a university. So must we change that also, the name? For me, it's an exercise. It's a needless exercise that we must engage ourselves in. And if you are talking about Kotoka was a coup leader, come on, NDC, come on. I mean, we shouldn't have that discussion.
Prempeh, you are going far.
No. I'm saying we shouldn't have that discussion. All the excuses that they've used.
It is one of the.
For me, it's needless.
One of the concerns that
look at the
up.
number of institutions that Nano changed.
But he didn't remove anybody's name.
No, but for instance, if you have Tamale.
He didn't remove anybody's name.
I'm coming. If you decide to change Tamale Airport to another name, it means you've shortened Tamale.
But Tamale is also still part of the name.
Exactly. So when we have Accra International Airport,
Kotoka International Airport, Accra.
My problem with I don't have
Schiphol Airport, Amsterdam.
I'm coming. My problem with you is that Paris. You have a problem when somebody is changing names, but you are comfortable when your people are changing names.
You didn't get me right. What I'm saying is
there was an attempt to change Legon.
Let me finish.
Sorry, Legon,
University
of Ghana.
Let me see. The reasons that are being used to change the name are just not good enough. That's the point I'm making. If it's for promotion purposes, the Accra is still part of the name. Now, giving examples.
If they're deporting people, they say go to Kotoka. Do they say go to Kotoka?
Again. There are bigger airports that handles millions of passengers per year. That Kotoka or our airport is not even 1% of it. And they are world renowned. Schiphol Airport is the 4th airport in Europe. Charles de Gaulle is the 2nd airport in Europe. So does it mean that Paris is not promoted? We all know that Charles de Gaulle is in Paris, don't we? It's about promoting your airport. Changing the name will not do anything. The name Accra was already there. So if that is the reason that you base it on, then for me, it's a waste of public funds. If you have other good reasons, you can break it and
perhaps the position of the Accra amplifies the name of the city better than...
Again, Paris.
Because...
There are 2 airports in Paris. Mm-hmm. All of them, the Paris is at the end. Mm-hmm. Is Accra bigger than Paris? The tourists, the number
That
of
is
tourists.
what we have. That is what we also appreciate.
Let me finish. I'm talking about in terms of tourism. The number of tourists that goes to Paris, we have a fraction of that. So if you want to promote our country, if you want to promote our city, let's do it properly.
Are you saying that the position of Accra has no bearing on the prominence that the name of the airport is?
Of the promotion. That's what he's using, promotion.
But I'm asking you.
It has no bearing.
It has no bearing.
Not at all, because it's in there. And we have other ways to promote our airport than just changing the name. It
Like
won't change
what?
anything.
Like what?
After changing the name, I doubt that if you go there, the number of passengers that pass through Accra has changed.
But the number of times Accra would appear on international airport screens
when you are checking
would be high.
when you are checking in,
it will be ACC.
When you are checking in,
it will just be ACC. So it won't be Accra.
When you are checking in from the world, for everybody, Kotoka's code is ACC. So Accra is already there.
Yes, but ACC
so
is
that excuse is Accra.
No. Yes.
No, it
represents Accra.
If you are checking into Amsterdam,
it represents Accra.
If you are checking into Schiphol, let me finish. When you are checking into Schiphol, it's AMS for Amsterdam. But we all know the airport is named Schiphol. So are you saying we should change the name from Schiphol to Amsterdam because they want to promote Amsterdam? It doesn't make any sense. We are wasting resources. And by the way, they also use single source to do all the changes of the name. Something that they spoke against.
Is that so?
What I'm saying here, will tell you.
Akugan, is that so?
Akugan, do you tell you?
Oh, no, my name.
Oh, Akugan.
Don't mind him is not a response. I'm asking if that is so.
Oh, you see, so my point is simple, right? If you have a good reason why you are changing it, we can have that discussion. But the reason that they are using is neither here nor there. And it's a waste of public funds. That is where I will end it.
Bako Paris, let me ask you, how different is this renaming of the Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport? How different is it from other renamings we have seen of other public places?
So that's why I'm saying that the thing is, the other renaming, you don't forget that the executive has the power to rename, in fact, give a specific name to a particular government facility. But this one is different. And that is where maybe if that is the conversation that may have eluded government. Because the thing is that this one found expression in a law, unlike the other ones.
Did the law say that the airport shall be called Kotoka International Airport?
Yes, it says Accra International Airport shall be renamed Kotoka International Airport.
Okay.
Simpliciter.
Now, this new EI, or this new renaming, has not found expression in any written law.
No, because
the Kotoka International Airport shall be renamed Accra International Airport.
So the Transport Minister said it was an executive order.
Yes.
And the executive order cannot trump over an act or a law. A law that has been acknowledged or recognized in the 1992 Constitution. An executive order. Because when you look at Article 58, the executive in their line of work can also make executive instruments. You get it? And sometimes they also...
Is executive order the same as an executive instrument?
In fact, the instrument... So the executive order may not come with... Don't forget, the executive instrument comes with a backing.
Written law.
Yes, so it comes with a law. A law that we may call it. It comes with a law, but another is just maybe a meeting maybe a cabinet meeting where it is said that let's change the name to this. But the argument is that even if it was done by an executive instrument, it still could not trump over a law. Because don't forget that when you look at Article 11, some will say it doesn't rank, but it ranks all the laws based on their order of hierarchy. You get it? The Constitution, then you come to the Act of Parliament. So NLCD 329 has been recognized as an existing law. And because it makes provision for the renaming of Accra International Airport to Kotoka International Airport, if you want to do that, you cannot do that by an executive order or even executive instrument. Because in 1971, Buzier's government amended a portion of it and inserted a subparagraph under paragraph 8. Buzier's government, so they amended the General Kotoka Decree, 1969, NLCD 329. They amended it by inserting a subparagraph under paragraph 8, which is now Act 365, elevated to an act. So you cannot just say...
So that amendment to change the name is an act of parliament?
No, the amendment the name had not been amended.
Okay.
The name was the provision to rename Accra International Airport, Kotoka International Airport, was in the primary law, which is the NLCD 339.
Okay.
Kotoka only added a sub-paragraph to paragraph 8, but it did not affect the name. So it is there. So until that name or that provision is removed or amended, you cannot properly so-called change the name of Kotoka International Airport.
May I ask what the content of that NLCD 339 is?
So it generally sets up a trust. It is to, and it benefits descendants of General Kotoka and some other, a few of his compatriots. So sometimes it also allocates housing facilities, and it even names, it even provides that certain places should be named after Kotoka, including there's a facility, I think there's a building at I think Bema Camp, which is named after Kotoka. And even there are some schools that have been named after Kotoka. Those, in fact, the NLCD.
So it's a law which establishes a trust.
Yes.
For General Kotoka's descendants.
Yes, to benefit some of his descendants and other compatriots, descendants of some of his compatriots.
So does this trust exist?
It's still there.
How is it funded?
That is it's a different argument
I'm
altogether.
Just curious.
But the thing is that this has been existing now.
Is it funded with resources from the airport?
No, I don't have that response because the government even said that the board of trustees has not been set up.
It has not been set up.
That is what the.
So in effect, it's just exist-stopper.
In effect, it's just the law.
Okay.
But though they claim the board of trustees has not been set up, the naming of certain institutions was done.
That's the only thing that we know has been done.
Yes. So there are some schools named after Kotoka. There's a street named after Kotoka, and it even provides for Accra International Airport.
I see.
Accra International Airport to be named. Agoga wants to give me the
Bracco Powers, apparently you're the incoming board chair of the fund. Of the trust fund.
The argument is that this has been elevated from an executive order. To an act. So if you
is it just the amendment, which is the act, or the entire 339?
Yes, so NLCD 339 plus Act 365 together
will become one act.
Yeah, it becomes one law. Okay. So normally, when you read it, you mention the General Kotoka Decree 1969 NLCD 339 as amended.
Okay.
As amended to include the amended the act amending a few of the provisions.
Okay.
So you read it together as a whole.
As one document.
As one document. Okay. So if you want to change the name Kotoka, because it found expression and it was done. And in fact, when you look at the NLCD 39, it didn't say the board of trustees should do the renaming. If it were so, they wouldn't have changed the name.
Okay. I'm curious. Are you a descendant of Kotoka?
He's after the fund.
No, I told you that I'm only doing I'm discharging my duties to this republic. Don't forget, the thing is, I have.
But you didn't answer the question.
Oh, to Kotoka, I'm not even related to him in whatever shape or form.
Okay. Okay, just checking. Let me just read a few messages coming in, and then I think we can wrap up the conversation. Now, in this country, we like naming ceremonies too much. Name, rename, remove the name. What would it do for the price of tomatoes on the market? Let's rather talk about the fact that Burkina Faso say they won't give us any more. All right. And he adds pepper soup will cry. All right, and Karen says, very interesting legal education given to us this morning. Thank you to the lawyer. But if he's so keen on this, he should help us to follow all the way to the end. Okay, that's from Karen. At which point are you now?
No, so we filed a suit, and we are a few days away from also filing an injunction application so that we can stop any further expenses. As you were articulated, the government may be changing the tires, they may be doing all these things.
You can be doing all that without an injunction, you know that.
No, the thing is that if we don't stop you from incurring cost, if the Supreme Court holds that what you did is of no effect, what will be the consequences? It means that In fact, you wasted the funds of Ghanaians.
All right.
That could have been used even now. You know, someone was talking about tomatoes. You could even use that to go and beg
Burkina
Faso.
All right. Niama again says that, hey, so small renaming and all these laws. Interesting. In Ghana, we have laws, but when it comes to implementing them, it's a different matter. All right. That's from me. Okay. All right. I think that's all I'll read this morning. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Mr. Prempe, it's been great having you. I think this is the first time I've had you on Big Issues.
This is the first time.
Yes, great to have you. Welcome to our little family. And Austin Bracco Powers, Godwin Akogan, it's been great having all of you. Thank you so much. And thank you for sending in your messages. I think today I did well by reading some of them. Big Issues today is proudly brought to you by University of Gold Coast. Whether you are aiming for a specialist MBA in marketing communication, operations supply chain, human resource management, finance, entrepreneurship, innovation, or business intelligence analytics, or you want to advance through a dual MBA or chartered manager MBA, University of Gold Coast, UGC, gives you options that match your vision. And if your next step is an MSc in international relations, communication, international marketing, international law, security, diplomacy, accounting, finance, or human resource management, an LLM in international law, security, diplomacy, or an MA in biblical studies, practical theology, the pathway is open. April admissions are now available to you. Apply today, because at University of Gold Coast, we make it practical, flexible, and the entry is also very flexible. Our payment plans flexible. You can study around work life and choose a route that fits your background and pay in convenient installments. Your dream deserves structure, and your future deserves strategy. Your purpose deserves training. So apply today, www.ugc.edu.gh, or give us a call on WhatsApp on 026 388 855. University of Gold Coast, building leaders for nations. Up next, we're bringing you conversations on sports. And to my Arsenal fans, I'm sending you very warm hugs. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Surplus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Which one is that?
Come on, Black Stars, Ghana.
Oh, that was like...
The one by Talal Fatal.
Yeah.
Was it by Talal Fatal?
Was it by him? I'm not even sure. But it was an old song, yes?
Yeah. Like,
I think around 06-ish.
I don't remember when. I like this Kudus Day song, but then when I hear that we've made it this far.
That was also tough.
Yeah, it has a very special ring to it. I don't know if it's the song or where I was and how connected I was to the game at the time. Was it the time that Sabajan missed the penalty?
So you are now not connected to the game?
Oh, you see, right now I'm open-minded. Like I believe in the game. I believe in the team. I love it. But I've also come to realize that it's a game. Because at first, Charlie, Sivida is playing.
Oh, Charlie.
Asabajan is playing.
Oh, Charlie.
Like is playing.
Oh,
You can't tell
Charlie.
me. You can't tell me anything.
Oh, Charlie.
Because Ghana was going to win.
So
like,
right now, Masa.
Oh no, I didn't say that. I mean, you know, the challenges are there. The good things of the past are not so much available to this team. Like, you know, the past, they had grown together. You know, they were familiar with one another. We knew them for many years. But with this new team, should I call them a new team? With this team, we don't really know them yet.
Yes.
So we are not as attached to them yet. And we can't even predict the sort of performance that they will give us yet.
In all this, they are not good enough. So they have to work harder.
Yeah, they need to work harder.
It's like you explain your power, but
I'm just saying that it will take
take
some time for us to be that emotionally attached to them.
Okay.
But we are on the way. We are on the way. I'm gathering my money for my US visa. No, my plane tickets. I'm gathering my money.
So you already have the visa?
The problem is that the tickets are too expensive. The stadium tickets are too expensive.
Oh, Charlie.
And what shall it profit a guy girl to take aeroplane to America to go and watch on TV?
And then they will lash at you on top.
To go and watch on TV. No, don't lash us. Don't lash us.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really make economic sense to me yet.
I get it.
To go and buy that ticket.
I get it.
So we are hoping that the sports ministry will set up amazing viewing centers for us in the country so that we can go and watch, you know, in communities. In fact, Ministry of Sports, if you are watching, you are looking for a place to set up and make sure, like, be absolutely certain that you would have the people represent and come and watch. Come and set up in Teshi. I have a location for you. I have a location for you. Gone on School Park, Teshi Gone on School Park. I'm advocating for a viewing center.
Must be nice.
Teshi Gone on School Park. Look, I'll bring the popcorn. You just bring the TV and the electricity. Yeah. Welcome, Bilishan.
Well, thank you.
It's time for sports.
Yes, and I like your...
My Nana Kunedu. Thank you very much.
Nana Kunedu?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Someone says her own is chic.
Chic. No, my own is Nana Kunedu.
Okay. Yes. Very simple. I like
it. Still in line with Ghana month.
I like it.
Yes, my Nana Kunedu. I even tried to do the duku, but it didn't really work.
Oh, we'll take it.
We'll take it like that.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it like that. Anyway, it's now time for sports.
Well,
we're not playing a sports montage today.
Don't worry.
All right.
So, yeah, I mean, we start off on the Black Stars camp. What we understand is 21 players trained yesterday. It was a 1 hour long session. There were a part of the team who were focused on recovery because they played on Sunday. And another part were focused on tactical and shooting drills because they were a bit fresher, so they could be a lot more involved in training. We understand that Alexander Jiku and Kojo Pompepra will report later today. Thomas Partey has also joined the team, vice captain. And
Charlie,
so,
I just saw Asari and my heart melted.
Oh, yeah. Ghana Premier League player. The only Ghana Premier League player in the squad.
Wow.
Yeah.
He makes us so proud.
And he's number one too. It's so nice.
Do you know there's a whole fan base for him?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. But he's always doing SM.
But that's his favorite musician.
I know he's his favorite musician, but you see,
for life is for life.
See, we are fans of Asari. And Asari has to give us something to support, but he's giving us SM.
Yes.
So me, because I'm an SM supporter as well, it's fair game for me.
Yeah.
But for those who are looking for an Asari thing to support, like he has to give us, you know how Asabaja had his, what do you call it?
That is
you know that,
that is dance. Yeah.
But Asari is always giving us SM. What's that SM? You know that SM sign, right?
That for life is for life.
Exactly. We need something so we can also do.
I think I can't really tell on why he really loves SM like that.
I'm sure there's a reason.
There should be a whole story around it actually.
But what I'm saying is that
Yeah.
there has to be something that when we do, anyone who's looking would see that it's support for Asari.
Yeah.
Because for now, what
It's not
you
his
do with
signature,
support for
basically.
SM, it doesn't really give us the.
He's giving you SM signature.
Yeah, he has to give
As
us his
him.
own. Anyway,
we will see.
so where was this training?
In Austria. So they've been based in Austria since Monday.
Okay.
Because they have a game against Austria on a Friday, so they'll be training until Thursday, where that will be their final training session, and then they'll play against Austria on Friday. It's part of preparations for the 2026 World Cup. Now,
So is Oreku there?
Oh no, Oreku is here with us.
Oh, he is.
Yes. Don't worry. You see someone else there.
So are you going?
It's not me.
It's not you. Okay.
But you see someone else there. That's all I can tell you.
Okay.
Yes,
Looking
thank
forward.
you.
So I want to avail myself to 3 sports.
Oh,
Yeah.
Avail yourself.
It's a report for you.
Oh, no problem.
If you will make it 4 sports.
Oh, no. But there's the GFA Communications Director, Henry Asante-Chum, who spoke ahead of this particular fixture, noting that this will be a litmus test, especially as Ghana prepares against England and Croatia in the World Cup.
We are playing against teams who have also made it to the World Cup. Austria are a strong team with some good players in Europe. Germany, another force. I think their national team have actually huffed and puffed in recent tournaments, but they are always a force. If you are looking for a team that will give you the opposition that we are likely to face against England at the World Cup, Germany will give that opportunity, that opposition. Austria also comes in with a German coach. He understands the game very well. They have qualified for the World Cup. They need an African opposition because they have an African team in their group. So it is an important assignment for the 3 teams.
And they call him Mr. Hat.
Mr. Hat, yeah.
Henry Asante-Chum.
Yeah.
Bringing us updates there. For those of you who are going to support Ghana, you'll be seeing him at the various stadiums.
Oh, yeah, he will be there, marshalling a lot of the media guys. Yeah, he's already giving, updates on that bit. We'll see him there. But there's also some news involving France. Of course, they will be participating in the World Cup, but right after this World Cup, Zinedine Zidane is expected to be the new head coach of France. Of France. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, of the country France. Zidane, of course, has coached Real Madrid on 2 separate occasions. He's won the Champions League with them on 3 consecutive occasions. And he's a legend in France, having won the World Cup in '98.
He's the head batter, right?
Yeah, the head batter.
Just checking.
No. I didn't expect that. But yeah, he headbutted Materazzi in the 2006 World Cup final. I remember I was a very young boy watching that game, and I was so shocked. I was like, so there's something like that in football. Like someone can just headbutt somebody out of the blue. But he is a legend.
I hope first meeting with the team, he tells them not to do that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Once they look up to you, they just might want to.
They might want to try some.
I watched some local game recently. Was it Accra House of Oak? And Accra House of Oak and forgotten the team, but there was a major headbutting of the Hearts supporter. And I immediately remembered.
That's
Zidane.
wild.
Yeah.
That's wild, right?
Yeah, it was the Accra House of Oak and another team. I've forgotten the other team.
It was like a supporter versus supporter.
No. On the field.
On the field.
Yeah.
Right in overtime, and so that's a worry for them. But definitely they will be happy right in overtime, and so that's a worry for them. But definitely they will be happy with the win. They won 137 to 131 in overtime, and these 2 teams have actually played themselves 3 times in the NBA this season. Golden State have won twice, and the Dallas Mavericks have won once.
The game of basketball is so beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
I enjoy the finals especially because
What?
the NBA finals because there's so much hype around it. The build-up is very, very good, and you get to see the stars of the stars, the superstars actually going against each other in the biggest of stages.
There was a time when I believed that Ghana basketball was going to grow to this level.
Actually, yeah.
During the Sprite Ball days,
yes,
with Yao Sechi.
Yes, Yao Sechi. Yeah.
I, with the way it was going, I had a lot of hope.
Yeah.
For basketball in Ghana. I don't know if they still do it.
I think they went a break for a while. I think they are coming back, but
Okay.
it's not had the kind of hype that you used to have, where we could watch on television and all of that. So hopefully that gets solved and we get to see a lot more talents, because I think the last Ghanaian to actually get drafted was quite a while ago. I think around 2013 or so. Yeah, he was drafted by the Boston Celtics. It's quite a while ago. And we hope to see more Ghanaians actually transform themselves and then get to that NBA level.
But is it still alive and active, like in secondary schools and universities?
It's still alive, but it's just
there's
not,
no hype.
Yeah, there's not as much hype.
I feel that we need to get to a time where football is not our only main sport, which gives us, sports tourism. Because for now it's football.
Yeah.
Boxing is looking good because of the work that Legacy, is it Legacy Rights?
Yeah, Legacy Rights, yeah.
Yeah, because of the work that Legacy Rights is doing.
Yeah.
And we need to explore more with our sports. Because we're
True.
very athletic people, I think.
I agree, and also athletics as well.
Yeah.
There's so much potential with, especially in Takwa and Super Zoo. I've been around a Super Zoo now before, and I can tell you, there's so much passion, so many talents to look at, and so many good stories to tell. So hopefully the government explores that too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's eating competition in sport.
What?
It's eating competition in sport.
Do you want to?
Yes, that's the one I like.
Do you want to?
All right, thank you so much, Billy Shen, for bringing us all that's happening in the world of sports. And we don't want to talk about us now today. We're trying to respect ourselves.
Thank you.
Yes, we are not going to talk about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, stay with us. You're watching TV3 Newday. We have more for you, but it's to the 6th of April 2026. And the starting price is 5,100 Ghana cedis for a couple. Early bird discounts, book and pay before 25th of March and save 10% extra. The package offers guests free access to in-house facilities, that's swimming, gym, cinema, popcorn, board games, snooker, you name it, we have it. You also get to enjoy free airport pickup from Takrade on Friday at 5 p.m. Terms and conditions apply. Fun activities include a live band, in-house carnival, splash playground for the kids, sip and paint, bicycle rides, boat rides to Maha Village, jet ski, banana boat, party bus ride, trip to Inzule Zoo, and so much more. You can call for your reservation now to avoid disappointments. Call us on 030-3977-7773 or 0501-570684. Also, this March, we're celebrating the spirit of Ghana at Achimota Retail Center with exciting Celebrate Ghana activities and a good lineup. Enjoy ethnic-focused music performances that celebrate the sound of Ghana and amazing shopping experiences all weekends in March. And while you are shopping, don't miss the Shop Ghana Win promotion. Simply shop from our Ghanaian retailers, that's Gamel Colden, MV Accessories, and Chop Bar, and stand a chance to win shopping vouchers. Plus, there's more excitement with our Dance Ghana in 15 Seconds challenge. All right, so now that's online. So go to Achimota Retail Center on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, TikTok, and our special Eid holiday vibe celebrations later in the month. Go gather your friends and your family, come experience colors, experience sound, and flavors Ghana. Celebrate Ghana this March in Achimota Retail Center, where culture meets shopping. Achimota Retail Center, your vibes in Kwa. And out to that song by Talal Fatal for the Black Stars. Stay with us, we'll be right back. TV3 Newday. And during this Ghana month, when we talk about things that are made in Ghana, proudly so-called, one company we cannot go without is Nkanchina. Nkanchina Automobiles, and then now Nkanchina Pharmaceuticals. And today I'm in studio with the gentleman making things happen at Nkanchina. The general manager, Mr. Francis Kumaji, is here. Good morning, sir. Great to have you.
Good morning, Asha.
You're welcome to our studios.
Thank you very much.
And marketing manager for Nkanchina Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Nanakwesi Safo, is also here with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the studios.
Thank you.
Great to have you. Now, the world is familiar with Nkanchina Automobiles and the good work that you are doing there. Nkanchina Pharmaceuticals, we are learning about you, so I'm very curious to know what you are up to and all the good things you've got for us. But let's start with automobiles. Yes. And last time on our premises here, during our Ghana Month launch, we saw about 4 of your vehicles here, very nicely positioned. Everybody who came here to the premises wanted to either test drive it or sit inside it or look inside it. And I was just telling you that I have a friend who drives a Nkanchina, and she gets stopped in traffic because people want to look at the engine. And they're curious about it. At your showroom, do you have people coming in to ask questions like that? Can we see the engine?
Yes, people troop in.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the one question that you are asked?
Normally, they try to find out whether everything is made here in Ghana. So we take our time to explain to them that the industry is so diversified in such a way that we have about 30,000 to 40,000 components put in together to make one complete unit. And it takes up to about 4,000 different component manufacturers to manufacture those components.
4,000?
4,000 companies. So if Nkanchina should manufacture all the components here, then it means we are going to have 4,000 different affiliates.
Whoa.
So we try to explain to them the dynamics in the industry.
I see.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were with us from the start of Ghana Month.
Yes.
And we are nearing the end of Ghana Month. What do you have on offer? Or what are you doing specially at Nkanchina Automobiles for Ghana Month?
Like you rightly said, on the 3rd of March, we were here to join you in the launch of the Ghana Month. And between that span of time, from then to now, there have been a significant growth in our sales.
That's amazing.
And we thank Ghanaians very much for patronizing Nkanchina in this Ghana Month.
Great to hear that. Great to hear that.
Yeah.
One thing we've been concerned about in the vehicle space is when you purchase a vehicle, it comes into the country, how much you have to pay on duty. There have been conversations and policy directions on purchasing vehicles in the country, made in Ghana or otherwise, as compared to importing them, and the duty is very high. Now, if I come and buy a Nkanchina vehicle, do I have to pay duty?
Not at all. Not
Okay.
at all. You know, proud to the Ghana Automotive Development Policy, when we started, there was no policy direction as to where the industry is going in the country. So somewhere in 2019, I think, there was this Ghana Automotive Development Policy, and in the policy, there are waivers of duties and levies on.
Okay.
So it wasn't like we started. So now we don't pay duty at all.
So we don't pay?
We don't pay
Zero?
Zero.
The only thing you pay is the cost price?
Cost.
Purchase price?
Purchase price, and we register for you for free too.
Oh, you register for free?
Yes.
I see. What else?
And, you know, there are some souvenirs that come with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have warranty?
Yes, 3-year warranty.
3 years.
Or 100,000 kilometers, whichever comes first.
I see. Well, that's a good offer. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, that's a very good
Yeah,
offer.
that's the normal
But if
practice
what's
in
Nana Oye, my friend who drives your Nkanchina, tells me it's anything to go by, she hasn't had a single problem. Yes.
We've improved a lot. I think we did the first launch in 2015.
Okay.
And it's about 11 years ago. So a decade. You've
come a long way.
A decade is a very long period of time
to
improve.
Do you have purchases from outside Ghana?
Yes, yes. We did some exports some time ago to Liberia,
Liberia. I see.
And then outside continental Europe to Norway.
Norway.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
And you are in Accra waiting for it. Interesting. Well, that's very good. Well done.
Yeah,
well done.
you.
Well done to you and your team. Doug, are you a doctor?
No.
You're not a doctor.
No, I'm
are you a pharmacist?
No, I am just a marketing officer.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So you know the details which you'll explain to us why we need to come and buy your pharmaceutical products.
Exactly.
We know Kantaka for the automobile business.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical is a little new.
Yeah.
How many years?
About 2 years.
About 2 years.
Yeah.
And I see you brought a supplement with you.
Yes.
What is it called?
Emulate herbal supplement.
Emulate.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Thank you very much. And happy Ghana Month to yourself and, as we call them, fellow Ghanaians
Yes.
out there. We know Kantanka to be a man who has worn many hats over the years. If you are somebody who is very close to him, you would be amazed at the area of wisdom and the various areas that he has insight in. So this product that we are seeing has undergone close to 2 decades of research. And every time we went to him and asked, Papa, when are you bringing this product out? He will tell you, and then he will just leave it at that. So one day he called in the team and then he asked us if we know why herbal medicine is not able to transcend the various borders or to go global, like we would want to put it. So we said, oh, I mean the blame game and then all of that. And then he told us, no, the potency is there, but the black man has decided not to do adept research into establishing what exactly causes what. So we only emphasize on, oh, my grandmother said, my grandfather said, and then all of that. But we haven't added the science to the healing. We haven't added what he calls evidence-based plant medicine research to the potency of the herbs we have. So every time we are limited within the confines of wherever we find ourselves. But if we are able to explain why the herbs do what they do, then you will be able to convince the medical doctor or the practitioner out there as to why that particular product should be given to a patient. So, I mean, years went by and then finally he called in the team again one day and said, "Me buy better pharmaceutical company." I mean, he does that in the early mornings around 7, 8. He will just wake up and tell you, Charlie, this is the plan now. So he started with a team led by Dr. Hene Kwabnasafo, who is a medical doctor, and then other medical teams as well. So the product came in, we had it FDA approved, we had Mampon come in, KNUST, test for efficacy, and then all of that. And when they did the fingerprint on the product, Mampon came in to ask, how are you able to get a herbal supplement to look this way? And why are we seeing its efficacy in this particular regard? So we told them they would meet the old man one day and then he can explain better to them what they wanted to hear. Fast forward, the product was approved for immune system support and general well-being. That is what it was approved for.
Okay.
However, because of the old man's ingenuity and the combination of herbs that he had used, the product had a lot of bioactive compounds in there. So you are taking the product for immune system support, but you find out that it is helping you with your sugar level, it is helping you with your blood pressure and all of that. And then it has a lot of antiviral properties as well. So for conditions such as hepatitis B and then other related viral conditions, people were achieving significant milestones with the product. So somewhere October last year, I was in my office when one of my officers on the ground called, I just did, and it was Honorable Afenyo Markins, the minority leader, speaking about the product that one of his medical doctors had introduced the product that he had heard and seen evidence that the product could be used as integrative medicine for hepatitis B.
Okay.
So they had tried the product and they realized that all the patients who were put on the product had their viral loads dropping. So, I mean, he was also, the Minister for Health was on the floor of Parliament. So he was querying the minister as to why, I mean, efforts had not been made to, I mean, reach out so that the larger population and all of that could have access to this. So if you asked about Kantanka Herbal Pharmaceuticals and Research Center, it is a company established by Apostle Kwejosafo with a single mandate: evidence-based plant medicine.
I'm smiling
research.
because someone is asking me to bring her the two on the table. Someone is asking me to bring her the two on the table. This is made in Ghana.
This is made in Ghana.
And it's the brainchild of Apostle Kwejosafo.
100% organic.
After 2 years of research.
After 2 decades of research.
2 decades?
Yes.
20 years?
20 years. So he kept doing, if you open the bottle.
Open it.
The product is as clear as water. Even though it is herbal, it is very clear. Yes, it is liquid.
Okay.
So before I open it, there are some security features on the product.
Okay.
So you can see Kantanka on the seal.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to us about the features.
So the very first one is this here. So there is Kantanka on this.
Open.
Yes, very difficult. So that it is not something that can easily fall off.
Okay.
It has to be intentional. Opening it has to be very intentional.
Okay.
So the moment I take away the seal, the Kantanka goes away, and you see void on the seal and then on the box as well. So if it is not opened, you see Kantanka on the seal. You won't see void. The moment it is opened, the Kantanka automatically go away, and it will write void on the box and then on the seal as well. So we have the product in an HDPE pharmaceutical bottle. We produce the bottles ourselves.
Okay.
So when I say 2 decades, it has been 2 decades of preparation to bring out the pharmaceutical company. So this is an HDPE pharmaceutical bottle.
What does HDPE mean?
So it is high density polythene. So this is, according to WHO standards, the recommended bottle for medicines. So when Papa kept saying, he was talking about the global standards that have been established that help the big farmers do what they do. In Ghana, you would find out that a lot of the herbal products are in these PET bottles, which allow leaching anytime there is sunlight or external heat. So you would find some of the chemicals used in producing the bottle leaching into the product. Over the space of, a few weeks now, we've had FDA and Ghana Health Service raising a lot of concerns about kidney-related issues and then all of that. Some of these are the causes. So when Papa kept saying, we have to do the research, these are some of the things that he came out with. So this bottle is globally standardized and it does not allow leaching. This is what is recommended by WHO for medicines. Now, you would see Papa's image on the bottle.
Okay.
So that's his image. That's the name, Kantanka, on it. You would see 12 stars beneath the bottle.
What does it mean?
So Papa always said he's a big star, and we are the small stars around him. So it is more like his emblem, his symbol.
Okay, 12 stars.
12 stars with a big star in the middle. So he calls us instrument ketwa, the little stars around him. Yes.
Okay.
And then that's the logo of the company as well.
On the cover.
So all of these are intentional security features that have been imprinted on the product so that you won't go out there and have somebody tell you, oh, Kantanka or gallon or no. Papa wants to meet the highest standards as they are. So this is the way the product looks. When you open it, for a herbal product, it is as clear as water. As clear as water.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when he started producing
does it taste like water?
No, it does not. But it is not bitter. It is not bitter. So when he started with the concoctions, dark and all of that.
How do you get it to look like water?
That would be one of our big I mean, breakthroughs when
I
it
was
comes to
expecting it
this.
to be green.
Yes. So
And then
from
when you
the
drink
herbs
it, you squeeze your
used-
face.
I mean, that is a normal characteristics of herbal medicine.
How
But
much do you need to drink?
So it depends. For somebody with maybe hepatitis B, where the target is to drop the viral load,
It's a
it
different
has to be consistent. So we will tell you, go to MDS Lancet, go to any ISO certified laboratory, let them do the labs, have it down. As you take the product, continue doing the
Okay.
labs so that we establish the efficacy of the product.
Okay. Ah, interesting.
Yes.
So it's called Emulate.
Yes, Emulate
And
Herbal
where is
Supplement.
it available?
So currently we are in almost all the herbal and pharmacy shops nationwide.
Okay.
God being so good, we've gotten into some of the regional and district hospitals as well, both
Okay.
government and private. So you just tell them you need Kantanke Drone, Emulate Herbal Supplement, and you will be able
They
to
will
get
it
one.
for you.
Yeah.
Emulate Herbal Supplement.
Exactly.
And it's recommended for all persons 12 years and above.
All persons 12 years and above, except lactating mothers and pregnant women. They are exempted.
Exempt.
But for every working class, it helps you sleep very well.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. I know a few people here. I want to recommend it.
It helps
to
you
them.
sleep
They don't
very
sleep
well.
and they come to work and they'll be cranky.
Has a way of taking out oxidative stress and
So
all
you
of that.
drink it at night, right?
Oh, it depends. Morning, evening. So the recommended dosage is 3 times daily after meals.
Why don't
Yes.
you sleep at work?
No. So, you see, it improves upon the quality of sleep.
When you eventually
The
sleep.
product doesn't make you drowsy, no.
It doesn't make you sleepy
But it will
during the day.
improve upon the quality
Okay.
of sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Safo.
You are
have
most
done
welcome.
a very wonderful job this morning, educating us on this herbal supplements and why we should drink it. I think I've enjoyed listening to you.
You should. You
Thank
should.
you.
You should have one yourself.
Yes.
It will really help you.
Yes.
It would really help.
I'm sure
100% organic.
See, my dad is over texting me this morning. He's texting me
Please
back
get
to
the
back.
old man one.
He's texting me back to
Get
back.
the old man
I've
one.
seen your messages. I'm ignoring them. But thank you. Thank you for this medicine and thank you for the insights you've given us today. And thank you to Mr. Kumoji. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
And so if you didn't know, now you know. Kantaka Pharmaceuticals is out with Emulate Herbal Supplements. And from all that we've heard this morning, I'm sure you are convinced that it's a good supplement to have for your everyday health, even if you're not sick. That's why it's a supplement. You don't need to be sick in order to take it. All right. Be aware of all the security features we have just been told about. And if you missed any of it, this video will be on our Facebook wall. It will always be there. You can always go back and watch it for your reference purposes. Thank you, Mr. Safo. Thank you, Mr. Kumoji. And if you've just joined us, we're almost about to say goodbye. But here is some news for you. I'll share immediately after this break. Stay with us.
Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus Parental Control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the pin. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming your way. Adisa Plus parental control helps you manage what your kids can watch. Open settings and select parental control. Enable the feature and create a 4-digit PIN. Choose the maximum content rating you're comfortable with. Any content above this rating will require the PIN. Restricted titles appear locked across the app. Trying to play restricted content prompts for the PIN. Correct entry unlocks access for that session. Multiple incorrect attempts can temporarily lock access. Parental control on Adisa Plus. Available now. Adisa Plus. Safe streaming.
You're welcome back. You're watching TV3 Newday, and I've got great news for you from Vitality Health Insurance. Vitality Health Insurance is inviting all corporate institutions and all associations, groups, and more to be part of our medical plans to cut down medical expenses and enjoy good quality health care at a facility near you. For more information, please visit Vitality Health MH at www.vitalitymh.com or give them a call on 026 657 3200. If you cashed out this morning, you dialed *439#. It's time to win big. Hold your phone in your hand as we do our draws for the day. Now, the year 2026 is a year to travel. It's a year to explore the world, experience more. And Global Wings Travel and Tours makes that possible. Media General invites you to experience the very best of Malaysia and Singapore this month of April. Enjoy 9 unforgettable days and return flights, luxury hotel in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, and more. And you get all of this with Global Wings. And why do you want to wait, really? Why do you want to wait? All you have to do is give us a call on 055-0188-181 or 055-368-8398 today. Now, here is our first draw for the morning. If you dial *439#, it's time to win. All right, here goes. 0248-688, 0248-668 ****. If your phone number is 0248-668 ****, congratulations, you won big. Check your Momo. You see 1,000 Ghana cedis. I'll do some more draws. But if you love Gobe, it's time for you to stand up. On the 28th of March at the Legon City Mall, Gobe Festival is back. We've got our top vendors, non-stop music, performances. We've got games, Afrocentric vibes from campuses, corporate Charlie. Everyone is going to be there. And we've got the very best of your Gobe vendors live. So come and eat, come and vibe, come and celebrate. Don't miss it. If you're a vendor, you sell good quality, delicious Gobe, and you want to participate, please give us a phone call. All right? Call 053-220-0927 or 053-110-0927. The 3FM Gobe Festival is proudly brought to you by 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio. Now let's do our second draw for the morning. Second draw. If your number is 0546-583 ****, congratulations. Check your Momo. You received 1,000 Ghana cedis. Now, if you're planning your next trip, whether it's for holidays or business, study abroad, for family, or just to go and relax, let EAS Tours take the stress off your journey. They offer professional flight booking, travel consultations, visa assistance, personalized travel support, and more to make sure that everything is handled very nicely and very well for you from start to finish. Travel with confidence and clarity, peace of mind. Choose EAS Tours. Give them a call or WhatsApp them on 0243-535-778 and do that today to speak to a travel agent and get expert and abundant guidance, and you get to plan your trip properly with EAS Tours. All right, you can travel now and you can pay later in 12 months. No initial deposit is required. No interest, nothing. EAS Tours to the whole Yase. All right, here is our, shall we do some more draws? All right, we're going to do the rest of the draws offline, okay? So we might not draw on television, but you'll find the money on your mobile device. Now to birthdays. Happy birthday to Beatrice Ansa. God bless you, madam. Enjoy the rest of your day. Abigail Senam, it's your birthday. Enjoy grace. God bless you. Darius Kofi Asari, it's your birthday today. God bless you. Umi Hawau Kasim. God bless you, Umi. Happy birthday. Nora Ajapokwa, happy birthday. Grace Annan, it's your birthday today. God bless you. Mami Ajua Enima, happy birthday. Queen Star Lucen, you're loved. Happy birthday, little girl. Mr. Ernest Akwesi Adade Minta, aka Gringo. Happy birthday, sir. And it's your 50th birthday, sir. Mr. Prince Owusu Boafo, Ghana Armed Forces Department. God bless you, sir. Abel and Dani Dankwa, from your wife, Na, to you. Happy birthday. And Gabriel in Shira, it's your birthday. From Neo Date to you. Happy birthday, Gabriel. Maventia Duncan Boche, from your family. Happy birthday, little girl. Philip Jebu of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. God bless you. Of Roland Walker to you. And to the manager of Prince of Peace Company in Mampong. God bless you. From your sister, Selena. Mama War of Asogli State. Mama War of Asogli State. It's your birthday. God bless you. AGO Michaelina Amakujo. Happy birthday. Beth Robinson. Happy birthday to you. And that's it for our birthday celebrations today. It is our birthday today. We didn't wish you happy birthday. Here's a big one from me to you. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. And that has been today's edition of TV3 New Day. Thank you so much for watching. We're back tomorrow at 6 a.m. with another edition of the show. My name is Na Ashoko. Thank you for watching.